Oh. No, you're gonna get echo when you stop that. Oh. Camera on this one?
Yes, the camera's on. Yeah, okay. So you want to sit up here?
Not really comfortable being on the camera.
Okay. Okay, so this was our recent. You want me to move it? So you...
Nako.
Okay. Anyways, so.
We are already live?
Yeah, we're live. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so this was our last video that we put out. We did a coffee table out of ash. My uncle had a tree that had fallen down due to the ash borer beetle, and we went ahead and had that happen. So he ended up saving a cookie, I guess they're called, or whatever you want to call them.
I believe it's tree ring cookie.
A tree ring cookie.
No, cookies are smaller. Like what you see on the side that became a side table, I think that's what they call a cookie. But, yeah.
Okay, so anyways, so we ended up getting that, and it was pretty much sat inside of the garage and downstairs for a long while. And I had done some work for my neighbor, and they wanted to, he wanted to get it from us. So I went ahead and made the table. We agreed upon a price, and we made a table for it. And I think it ended up turning out amazing. Maybe just a little bit cloudier than I like, but looking at the video, you can't really tell. It looks absolutely amazing. I did about 3 pours with epoxy, and and this was a big learning curve. There was a lot of air trapped inside of the thing, and I should have done another seal coat with the polyurethane.
Didn't you already do like 3 seal coats?
I did like 2 or yeah, I did some seal coats. I did one more than one, because originally I didn't want to do it with epoxy because of I realized how expensive epoxy was. And we ended up getting it it ended up turning absolutely gorgeous. There was a lot more unusable wood than I realized when doing it. We ended up breaking 3 flattening bits while doing it. Okay. So, yeah, that's how it ended up looking. It looks pretty darn good. I don't know what that yellow frame is around this screen, but it's a little disheartening. So, I guess the next one is the live stream on the ping pong paddle. Making the ping pong paddle. What's that? See if I can go ahead and skip that one, because that one's no voice, no...
Welcome to
there's it.
Punkies. If you've been following this channel for a while, you would know that we have an Etsy shop that sells handmade walking sticks.
Okay, so we ended up getting the Monport laser from from Monport, and they ended up giving us a laser engraver.
All you have to do is make the outer ring.
I don't know if that made
it
it
to cut it out
or not.
With the laser engraver. We started the design off.
But with Timothy 6, you can go ahead and you can get yourself get 6% off of your purchase for a laser engraver, which they are amazing. They do very good work. This is kind of a lower end model and not exactly for industrial use, but you know it's nice for
Since we have a lot of walking sticks,
what I'm using it for,
and
and I can continue making a lot of different things.
I went ahead and cut
And
some veneer
I'm going to be
on the
making a video,
So,
including the Monport laser, at least twice a month. Until, Yeah, until they end up reworking out a deal or something to that effect. So it's kind of nice.
I decided to start using this setting for now on when cutting tags like this out. We were amazed on how well our Monport laser was.
We're releasing a video on the troubleshooting of the laser engraver in order to. We ended up getting a double line here, and we thought that it deserved its own video.
Started cutting out the tags. We ended up getting double lines on the workpiece once we started the vector cut. If you're interested in the troubleshooting process in which we figured out why our laser engraver was giving us a double line, please like and subscribe and ring the bell icon. We'll have another video out soon.
Oh, you're not okay.
In order to explain how to fix this
Okay, so
problem you're having with your machine. So I
let's
ended
see
up
here.
cutting this piece
Yeah,
of
Monport
red
gave us a laser engraver. What can you say about it?
It's a 40-watt laser engraver, and they want us to make videos. Maybe not on it, but incorporate their laser engraver in our videos up to a point. So,
Yeah, we had Ortho laser engraver.
or tour.
Otor.
Or tour, I don't know how to pronounce it. Or tour.
And I had to have it at the setting of like 80 or 90 just to burn in normal material. And this one at, was it 30 or 40? You know, you're
Yeah,
able to basically
got
burn
it.
right all the way through.
But it's a 4mm sheet. It's not extremely thick. It's still.
Well, it's thicker than what I'm able to do with the Otor. It
Yes.
takes me 10 rounds with the Otor, what it takes me 1 round with this. And let's see here. What the Otor does have a larger, what is it called, footprint where you can actually cut quite a bit. Which makes it nice for doing stuff on the top of jewelry boxes or different things like that. And this new laser engraver can do metal, glass, and a bunch of other materials.
Glass.
Yeah.
Acrylic, I think.
Oh yeah, and acrylic, yeah. Let's see here. Oh, did somebody? No. Oh, yeah. Wow, almost to 1,000. Where are we at? I should have a live count up here too. YouTube Studio. We're at 993. I wonder who subscribed.
Thank you for your subscription. Appreciate this. Want to get 7 more.
Yeah, 7 more subscribers.
7 more subscribers would be nice.
So I'll go ahead and do. I don't know how's the best way of getting that 993 in there. So then, there you are. 993.
So this is the tag video done, I think.
Oh.
Oh, Deco Tools.
Yep. We again ended up getting I think we must have knocked it out of the park the first time that Deco Tools sent us, because we did a variety of different projects with their little hand drill.
Right.
And I think the lady just absolutely loved it, and we made multiple videos using that tool.
Yes.
And this video did not do as well as I really wanted it to. I was expecting this to do a lot better. I went ahead and did some grinding, did some welding with their welder. I set up a little welding kit for myself that I can easily throw in the back of a truck or something like that. It runs off of 110, which, you know, heck, it's pretty a versatile little thing. You could even throw it inside of a 5-gallon bucket and have all of the things that you want right inside of there, and you're able to do the job.
993 cannot
Oh.
be seen.
Oh, 993 can't be seen because so my head is in the way. Good job, Tim. Okay, so one thing that I did terribly in this is I could have easily moved this and set it on the ground with the Deco Tool logo facing the camera.
Yes.
Instead, I ended up setting it inside of the frickin' trailer where you can barely see it.
And I had told them time and time
Yes.
again to make sure that the equipment is seen so it becomes a better video, and
Yeah,
I guess
well, we've only been doing this a year, and this was our second endorsement of tools. Hopefully, I'll learn something at some point in time. Probably not. Probably not.
I don't think so.
I don't think so,
Tim. I hope people remember I liked it. Home Improvement was a nice show.
Yeah, I like I said, I am not very good at welding. I'm not, but I can get it so it
Stays on.
and it can, you know, it is what it is. And I'm using Deco Tool gloves. I'm wearing the Deco Tool visor. I'm using all of that stuff, and I put it all inside of a nice Northern toolbox. And there's a lot more space in there. I could put a fire retardant blanket or something else like that. I think that's a good idea, and I think it's good for like a homesteading house or anything like that.
You got those trailer lights working here in a little bit. I think that's an amazing thing because I kind of didn't like having magnetic lights hanging off the gate of the trailer.
Yeah.
It always felt like it's gonna fall off. No matter how nice the magnet, eventually it's gonna give, and I was afraid of that. So I'm glad this ended up happening.
Yeah, I was trying these new soldering wire connectors, and it ended up doing a really good job. I ended up using it on another project here recently that's not out yet, but it wasn't suited for the job that I did last. I ended up doing some, hand soldering and different things like that. But we got the lights working and everything like that, and I ended right here. I didn't mention it, but I accidentally had the cord wrapped around the axle, so I ended up having to go back up and around and put a new wire connector. And as I was pulling out, Aditi saw some wires hanging underneath it, and some of the older wires that I had replaced, we had to yank out, basically. Oh yeah, and I'm explaining it. I don't know which account am I watching on my phone. Anyways, Deco Tools got a combination of a bunch of pictures of me using their tool, and I got the welder, which I ended up getting the slightly higher end welder for the account, or for us. It was amazing, and it did a really nice job. It was probably one of the smoother welding that I'd ever done. And this is when Monport Laser sent us a laser engraver.
We did unboxing and setup, right? Installation.
It is it's a nice laser engraver. It really is.
At 80 to 100% power.
Yeah. Other than having a size limitation, size of your project is extremely limited here.
A larger
But other than that, I don't have any objection to this.
Yeah.
And the fact that it makes a lot of smoke, but they have a nice fan system.
They actually have a like a $200 filtration system that comes that you can buy with it, and it'll make it so it's completely clean for the rest of the house, which is pretty amazing. I think they have it, California standards or something to that effect. We're gonna just duct it out of the house. We've been running in the garage, and we've had
Leave
two
the
doors
garage
open.
door open, but we can't do that in the winter.
Yeah, and we're setting up a laser engraving farm, I guess. We have 2 laser engravers that are going to be
We're
sitting
setting
here
up
in the
that
back,
station, yeah.
and it's going to be able to do quite a bit of work, cutting boards and different things like that. And the good thing about this is, we know our limitations, we know the footprint and everything like that, so we can. You're absolutely right. Sorry about that.
this other program.
We can work around those limitations.
Right.
See how many friends that we have here.
We are using SVG file format made in
Oh, do I not have it up? Oh, there it is. No, that's OB.
just this image that they have.
On port laser channel dashboard.
This and many other programs.
Did I end up closing down? Oh, there's the stream.
Blue, black, and the grayscale.
Okay, there it is. Okay, so we've got 2 people watching right now, 3 views altogether.
Be aware of these different colors because they will do
Okay, so, and this is something that we want to do maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. I want to go ahead and do a 1,000 subscriber little,
on that piece of material.
what is it called, like a template for, and celebrate this. I'm hoping that we're not going to end up being stagnant or anything like that. I hope a lot of the friends and family are going to
Yes.
pop in and say hello and say, hey, yeah, I don't know.
The laser will move back and forth over the project.
So what I'm explaining here is about the red, blue, and black scale. This is how this laser, or this board,
Program
this board
decides, yeah.
reads it. It's an older program, and nowadays they use what's called Lightburn, and it's a little bit more. You can do a lot more with it. You can actually, it's more of a, you can draw in it as well, and you can change things. This one just looks at the image and it reads the red, blue, and black. You can make the image with paint. You can make the image with anything that you really want. But
Through the material. I end up
actually, I take that back. This also it requires you to have Inkscape with it, or else it won't be able to
You
read
need to
the
create
image.
SVG files. I think that's why you need the.
Oh, is that right?
I think
No,
so.
I thought it would only the program will only read it, and I guess when you're working with a Microsoft machine, and I had issues with this because of my Microsoft account is never logged in, and I never use my Microsoft account. It will it'll throw errors, and it will lag and do different things like that, because of the Microsoft account needs to be active while doing it. And I was used to using the the CNC downstairs, where I basically had to cut off the wireless, because if there was an update or anything, then I
Your
would be in the
entire
middle of
project is
my
ruined.
entire project would be done.
So it became
Oh yes, I loved this one.
We had a fence that was falling apart like crazy. You would touch it and the wood will fall apart. And it was in a pretty rough shape. Some of it was decent, some of it was in rough shape. And that whole area there is just overgrown with ivy and whatnot and some bad things.
Poison ivy.
We are having to deal with it even now, but We got rid of most of the ivy and stuff in there. We need to level it, and just thinking about planting grass.
Yeah, my favorite part of the whole build was the gate. The gate was my favorite part, and I enjoyed working with my Ai and Baba with us. Oh my God!
Oh no!
Tell you what, I stopped there for a second, and I was worried. I was checking myself to see if I broke anything. And I do love this Japanese style chair that we have.
I picked out
Yeah.
a design I liked, drew it out, and went downstairs to cut it out.
And this was wood that I had gotten from Mr.
Mallory.
Mr. Mallory. This was some of the first wood that we had for the house.
After cutting this board to the dimension I need to make all of the cuts.
And that's a new mask that I had gotten. I love it. It's a N95 mask, and it makes you look a little bit cooler than having one of those other ones. But I don't get too much dust anymore since I had gotten the vacuum system and the filtration system down there. Every once in a while when I'm sanding, I have issues. I don't know what I'm thinking wearing it right now, but
Then reset my
Yeah, I
table
think
saw
it's
and
good to
cut out
wear.
both of the legs. Then I
and you see the old Maslow in the background. We're not going to have that in the background anymore.
Brace template to the exact size. Then he tapes the brace template to the board.
And I still don't know how I ended up messing up the brace template. It ended up getting cut too wide compared to what the sides were. Cat. We had a running joke on this one where we would try to work in meow inside of the word, and every time we'd say meow, we would put a picture of the cat in there.
That's right. For as little as $3, you can go ahead and help us out by buying us a cup of coffee. Or for $5 a month, you can become a Walnut member and have access to unseen content. I don't even know what's in there.
Will be a mystery until we have someone to buy us a cup of coffee.
Just check Bunky's Woodworking at buymeacoffee.com. Meow, I cut out the brace.
Meow.
I go over all the pieces with the belt sander. Cherry burns very easily, so I had to be very careful not to leave
I
the
don't think
sandpaper
he's
on too
feeling well
long,
today.
or else it would burn.
Please remember to
He didn't
like,
visit me
share,
this morning.
subscribe. And ring the bell icon if you want to be notified of future videos. Did you forget to shoot something?
No.
Apparently he forgot to record, but he chamfered the seat. He gets out his router table and rounds over the edges of the seat.
I go ahead
That's
and
the last
round
time I
over
used
some of
that
the edges on the
that router
brace.
table.
Yep.
We ended up
Cherry
getting
legs.
a duck ball. No,
I had
bulldog.
to remove the
Is it
fence in
bulldog?
order to get the inner portions of the legs.
But it
Bench dog.
bench dog, and it attaches
Now
to the
set
table right on that
software
side.
to the angle of the brace.
Yeah. Don't have the router or
Then he
the.
cuts the
plate
brace
there,
in the
though.
seat
No, I
at
don't.
that same angle.
We have the plate. We
Since
don't
I
have the
don't
router,
have
right?
a dado
Oh,
stack yet,
there's a router
I
on
have
there,
to
and I've been
kind of
using it.
put
It's
up
just the
on
old
the right size
Craftsman router.
in order
Oh.
for the legs
I have
to
that.
fit
I have
into
both
the
of my
seat.
routers for sale,
I finally got the
Right, and
grooves
the
to the
table.
right size,
Yep.
and I do a dry fit.
and I don't know how the heck
The
I
brace
ended
that
up.
I cut out ended up being
I
way
think you
too
were
long.
it's meant to poke out of those.
So I made some measurements. And
That
then
would
cut
make
the
more
brace
sense.
to fit the chair.
But I would have designed it that way. But I do it all in
This is what happens
ViaCAD.
when you don't measure twice.
I
and
thought
cut
you
once.
did, and then I don't know what ended up happening. Anyway, it doesn't really matter.
Now that
It
everything
turned out
fits with this dry
beautiful.
fit, I go ahead and
the
clean
way
up
it is.
everything with the chisel.
I think you did account for like a little bit of poking
Now I go
out
ahead
on
and find
either
center
side and the
of the
thickness
chair
of the
seat,
legs,
so I can
and then the
align
brace
the
length
brace
itself. I
to
think
the
you
center.
figured it out that way,
Go
but
ahead
then
and do
you
another
did.
quick dry fit, and everything seemed to look pretty good. Now I'm
I
trying
liked
to
it.
decide
It,
how I'm going
um,
to hold everything together.
I always
really
loved
wanna use dowel
the
rods,
Japanese
and I think that's
animes
what I'm
where
gonna
they
do.
all lay
So I
in
go
the
ahead and
onsen
put
and
everything
they're
snugly
sitting on the
fit onto
little
the
stands,
chair.
and then they
Get out
throw
my
the bucket
drill
of water
and
over
make
their
a couple
head.
holes. After drilling the hole to size, I go ahead
Right.
and do a dry fit with the dowel rod.
If anybody doesn't know, we
Go ahead
love
and glue
anime.
the dowel rod into place.
At least I
with
do.
Some CA glue.
I do
And
as well.
cut it with the
We are
Japanese
big fans
glue.
of Restaurant from Another World. We're
I only
watching
had
that
2
right now,
days to finish this
Season 2.
project because
Yep.
my in-laws
and they have it all in
So I went
English
ahead
now,
and
which
used
is
Yeah,
nice.
they have it
CA
dubbed in English. It
glue
was
in
like
order to finish this
Christmas.
project.
Look at that rocking back and forth.
The bottom of the legs were not
Well,
sanded to the right angle as the floor.
That is one of the most useful jigs I'd ever made, just having a flat board with a piece of sandpaper on it, so I can.
Right.
Gets it to the right angle as the floor, but it's never really that perfect. Mostly because of floors don't tend to be perfect too.
Yeah,
the
that's
basement floor is
Sand
angled,
everything down,
so the
so it's
water,
nice and
if the water gets in, the water drains in a certain direction.
yep.
We used epoxy on this chair because it's going to be used in a wet environment, and we wanted to make sure
Yeah,
it was sealed
we
really
will have
nice.
to sand it
I
down
also
and
added
epoxy it
little rubber feet,
periodically, I
so
would
it
say.
not mark up the
Maybe
tires
not
on the
like
floor.
per month or so, but every
Really nice.
twice a year or
Well,
3 times a year.
I
or
did a
something
very
to that
rough.
effect.
I did a very rough epoxy job on it,
Should last us
and
for-
I think epoxy should be permanent. And that's what we'll do. We'll just sand it down and just do a new epoxy on it.
We were visiting from India and they
Yeah, my parents enjoyed using it. They used it every day to take showers.
And I love the sentimental stuff where we had talked about our wedding and going to India, and
shower this way.
it is refreshing dumping a bucket of water over your head. I don't know what it is. There's something about the water that just cascades across your body. It's just amazing.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.
What he said.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Hey, we've
Subscribe,
we've got
people.
7 more. Oh, this is Tum Hi Ho is a song is it in Marathi or
It's in Hindi.
Hindi?
I don't know what happened that day. The cat just jumped on the CPU and the mic happened to be in that position. We didn't position anything. The cat jumped. And that was kind of cute, and so we took advantage of filming him, and he does cutesy stuff like that sometimes. And
Yes. Oh my God. And that's how we ended up getting the cat shelf video and.
Backyard
Right.
For years and years. He didn't want to throw it away because he always thought that he could use it.
No, this is a precursor to the tree ring video. This is the jig that I made in order to flatten it.
So he gave us the tree ring.
I use it also for gluing up projects.
The first step in making
Right.
this jig is to make a
if you take that sled aside, you can use it for as a gluing table, as what have you.
This sled houses the router and allows it to move back and forth over the tree ring.
Facebook.
I shared it on Facebook, but I don't get as many people on my Facebook as you. I'm thinking of maybe doing a little bit of a live thing with TikTok too.
And stay tuned for this future
And
table.
Facebook Live.
And Facebook Live, so I can do it on my phone and Facebook
The
Live.
previous live stream, I went ahead and
I'm hoping we'll get to 1,000 today.
pedal rack.
Yeah, I'm hoping so
Once the
too.
drawings were complete, my father and
Let
Tim,
me go on TikTok.
they started with resawing the bolts and then they planed them down to design.
Oh my goodness, what the heck happened to my hair?
My Baba wanted to help
After I got
Timmy.
done planing, I
It
went
was
ahead and used
adorable
the scroll
what
saw
they
in order
did.
to cut the shape
And
out of the maple.
I don't know why, but ping pong table or paddles
After we get
are
it
made
cut out, we
almost
go
like
ahead and
veneer,
take it to
or they
the
put
ceiling.
several pieces of veneer together.
All of the
Yeah.
old-
And
they
we,
layered it.
yeah, and they layer it. I made it out of a, the exact right size
I continued to
that we
sand
needed.
up until the line.
Maybe
out of
it's
one
got
solid
something
type,
to do with the bounce.
or the compression of it, or something.
Yeah.
Well, we did bounce test, and we had 4 of these made,
You can also
and we did a bounce test, and it was.
Just look up.
Hold on a second, Aditi, go ahead and talk. It was fast. They had one that was fast and one that was slow. I think it was the cherry that was slow, and the maple that was fast. Let's see here. How do I
Will we share a video
go
of
live?
completely making fun of us on the ping pong table? Possibly. So initially, I was
Oh,
going to
sorry.
use this Hadouk that I had already kind of cut. to
Hey,
the right
TikTok,
size.
this is Timothy Woodard.
Baba took
We
out a
are
piece of the
live
wood,
on our
really nice. And we decided to go
YouTube
ahead
channel.
and make the
Go ahead and
handle
check us
of
out at a couple of
walnut. We
bunkies.
started off by resawing the piece of walnut.
We are attempting to get 1,000 subscribers, which we're only 7 away right now. We're 7 away. And I'm going to see if I can go ahead and welcome to TikTok. I hope that we're doing this right.
The dimensions lengthways.
Let's see
Then I
here.
took the grip to the sander and gave it more of an ergonomic.
Is there a
feel.
way I can flip the screen?
The handles were small and kind of hard to hold. I'm thinking that if you were going to mass produce these, you would probably have a jig.
So I
it
can
would give you
enhance, I
enough
can
room to
co-host,
hold
I
on to
can
it
multi
while
something.
you're,
Just rotate the
sanding
phone
it to
now.
the right grip.
Okay, so it's saying we're notifying viewers that you're alive. Keep going. We're letting more viewers know. So
One last time, even going
Okay,
over it
so-
while sanding.
let's see here.
And then I had to repeat this process
I want to
4 more.
at least get the.
I had a hard time applying the rubbers to the table tennis racket, so we ended up taking it to American Table Tennis
They're
in
on
Southfield,
TikTok
Michigan.
and
We
YouTube at
ended
the
up
same
buying all
time.
of our
This is
rubbers
what
there, and
happens.
the owner attached the rubbers to the rackets for us. It was definitely worth
But
it.
we are
to
doing
take
a
this
little
to
live
professional.
stream.
Yep. Hey, there's somebody. Welcome to our TikTok channel. We are getting close to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and we're trying to push ourselves. All we need is 7 more people. Check us out at a couple of bunkies on YouTube.
My father has been playing ping pong for a very long time, and he just pretty much obliterated us over at the ping pong
Yeah,
table. And we just, I mean, Tim knows a little bit how to play, but I guess the table was too low for him, and he
Oh,
wouldn't
no.
want to bend down.
It's not about that. I am just bad.
Control it,
No
so
excuses,
it's
I am
on
just
the
bad.
table. Yeah.
You might
But
need
it
to
was
invite somebody else
kind of a
to
Father's
give
Day
Baba
surprise,
a
and then my father and Tim got to work on
Hope you enjoyed this
ping
video.
pong paddles.
And
Yep,
happy
we-
They did ping pong paddles that they made and the ping pong tables. It was a nice Father's Day thing, and we miss Dad a lot.
Yeah, my father had passed away this year. And that's me in the Navy, and that's my father. He got to ride on
Tiger
the San
Cruise.
Antonio on the Tiger Cruise. It was a good experience with
Yeah,
him.
so this is a Bunky's Woodworking kind of advertisement for our.
And yeah, this was
Etsy
just a
store.
little advertisement for our
we're
Etsy
running
store, trying to
a
get
20%
more.
off deal for Father's
This
Day.
is no longer
And that,
available.
includes just about everything in the store, for the exception of these piston plaques, which are basically I'm giving them away for $10, and I'm probably not even making any money on the shipping.
Okay.
I got cucumber magnolia.
No.
jewelry box,
It's
still
live,
available.
so
We've got, a
people
really
will
nice,
see it and they will engage
cutting
with us. We
board,
just go ahead and talk like normal,
from,
and
Tulip Popular,
yeah.
and we've got the
So
cherry
let's see here.
boards.
Let's see if we can.
And of
just
course,
have
we've got
this
the
resting
very
right here.
popular walking sticks made by Mr. Holden. All of my walking sticks have been sold already.
Okay,
They
so
got sold almost immediately as
We still have few of these walking sticks, right?
yeah, we have.
And my father
so you
posed
almost have
for
to call
them.
me.
Yes,
So now,
Baba
we
ended
have
up
gotten a
posing
couple
for
more
these, and they
walking stick in
he made them
from
look good.
Mr.
He
Holden.
did some like
And,
very
he's
powerful
got,
poses.
You know, this absolutely beautiful cedar ash
Yeah.
one. We've also
Some of the
one
most
that's
popular
green.
ones are
This
the
one has
40,
a streak of
45 inch.
Osage
Is it
orange
45
on
or
the
46
40,
inch?
I think they are about 50 or
It's either,
higher.
Yeah.
Red oak.
There are
the-
just a couple
I
of
believe
them.
it's red oak. It might be popular.
The walking sticks are definitely
for all of them.
a top seller for us. And
But,
in
they're
fact, I see them being
gorgeous
a
to
staple
take a
for
look at.
the company, and we will continue
They
making
absolutely
them.
turned out
And I enjoy
gorgeous.
making them.
Anyways,
Mr. Holden made a lot of these.
Father's
I've
Day,
made
my
a handful of them.
my,
Right now we have a
doing
jig
some of the
that we're
modeling
going to be
for
making some
walking
videos
sticks.
on and
And,
doing some
it
things
looks like he's doing
in
a
order
pretty
to,
darn good job.
um,
And the lighting
I can make this,
colors
and I
on
can
these
right
cans
now
are
I can make
absolutely
rope
We
twists.
also got in 2 more of the 55
A
inch
55 inch,
or,
the
you know,
55 inch
Yeah,
walking
that's
sticks.
Yeah.
long walking
Very
stick.
nice. and tall.
We have one that's walnut.
Those
and
who
it
are
is,
joined on
really,
TikTok,
really gorgeous.
please
Now, this is
consider
a,
joining us on
was it, red
YouTube
oak?
at Couple of
and of course
Bunkies.
Bob is holding it, and
We're doing a live stream. We are very close to getting
And
1,000
we also
subscribers. We are
have
7 subscribers away, and we
the
appreciate
walnut
each
one.
and every one
And
of our
this one
subscribers.
is
Yes.
really, really gorgeous. It has a lot of.
We try to make good content and something we
curliness
enjoy
in it,
making
it's
and
got,
something
a lot
I
of
hope our
sapwood in it,
viewers
and
enjoy
it's gonna,
watching.
it's gonna
My
sell
mother-in-law
almost immediately,
enjoyed
I'm sure.
our videos because we sped them up.
Yes.
Because
yeah,
her
they
complaint
are,
was
very-
why I am
those are the
watching this.
taller walking
It's too
sticks.
slow and
They're
I
very
don't want to
hard
watch
to
it about
make. I have
a
to
lot of the
get them,
YouTubers.
get
Yes,
somebody else
and
to make
I
it.
agree. I see so many YouTubers
See here.
that they don't
We,
get
just
to the
got
damn
into
point,
A lot of really
and
cool growing
that's
pins.
an issue.
We've got some cherry, walnut, and we got this hunker here. And this
Yeah,
one
that
right
is,
here
Mr.
is
Holden
out of,
ended up making that for us, and that's made out of butternut, and it's
And it
absolutely
is a hunker.
amazing.
You don't
And
even
it
have to
has
put- you know,
walnut
if you're able to
No,
lift it,
handles
you
or
know,
it's all
set it
butternut?
It's
on
all
there,
butternut,
just
and
roll
it's
it
just
back and
it's
forth.
just
No,
a
it's
huge.
cherry and
Pressure
oh,
roll.
right.
Of course, you
Okay,
got
I see.
the different options here, and they're for a very reasonable price for what they are.
Let's see if I can do that.
Let's see here. And of course, we've got some of the older walking sticks that have been on here for a while, but we have been selling them quite well.
Yeah, the walking sticks go very well,
They
and
have quite a lot
they
of
are
cherry, but I like
They're
Nice.
our best sellers, and
And, we
I
have,
like
I
those
think we have
walking
2
sticks are really nice.
of the walnut ones left.
we have, and we're selling them
Of course,
on
we have
eBay
the,
and Etsy.
the eBay
We had
store, just in case,
issues on
anything
Etsy
goes
at one point in time
wrong, but,
because
we
of
are
I had used a
doing
thesaurus
just
in
fine
order
on all
to
counts.
figure out what
These
you know, like
are
different words
projects
for
and
it, and there are
price
some
on
words for walking sticks that you're not allowed to use on
YouTube video
Etsy.
Put that together.
And I've tried to put them on Facebook Marketplace,
And,
and
just wanted you to- and
they
the-
also
what's
have
great about
similar
these,
issues.
you can select
They're not allowed to sell medical devices, and I guess
They're
a cane
decently
is
priced.
considered a
You
medical
could
device.
probably have 2
Walking
of
stick
those,
is
and I
not.
think
Yeah,
it'd
and a
be,
walking stick is
well
not.
worth
We
the
were
price.
able to get some
Let's think here. What else do we have?
of those
Variations.
are
We have,
up, but for
variations
some
of
reason
cutting boards.
they were flagged ever since.
We have,
Every time
cedar,
after I tried to
we
put
have,
them up.
Was it maple?
So, anybody else ever have issues with
We're
Etsy?
limited on, Western red cedar, and I guess we do have a cherry one in there too. Okay.
We had one that goes down to 0.
Let's see here.
7 more to go.
Yeah, our Etsy store is going, and we have the 20% off sale for Father's Day, and I hope you enjoy and take a look at our store. Happy Father's Day from Bunky's Woodworking. Remember to like, subscribe, and ring the bell icon for notifications on whenever
I
we
believe
upload.
I was sick when I was recording this, and that's why my voice is so low. And I got kicked off of a Reddit for this because of I was promoting our store.
Store promotion, Reddit, probably.
Yeah, Reddit. I have problems with getting kicked off of everything. So.
Welcome to Bunky's Shorts.
Oh, this was a good
I
one.
wanted to make a simple
Right.
3-tiered shelf project for our living.
Very simple project.
We have made some shelves years ago and didn't have any use for them. So we decided to reuse that lumber.
The only thing that we had to do was round over the edges and cut the shelves to size and make the back bracket that attaches to the wall. After gluing it with Titebond, we went ahead and went over everything with CA glue just so we could hang it up right away.
We pre-drilled some pocket holes and used them to hold the shelves against the wall.
We attached the shelf to some pretty substantial older paneling, and it really held quite well.
This works out as our snack shelf, and we are really happy how it turned out.
Please like and subscribe and ring the bell icon for notifications. Welcome to a couple of bunkies.
We wanted to make a shower
Oh
chair
my
for our
God.
guest bathroom.
And we didn't really want a full-time shower chair, so we decided to
we
make
are
a folding
going
chair
from
that we
newest
could
to
use
oldest,
as a
you
shower
guys.
chair
Most
for
of you
right now.
already know
So I did this quick sketch
what this
of what I
video is
wanted.
about.
We had some in case of emergency materials stored away in our sauna room.
We
No,
felt
they
that this
had this
project would be
material
perfect
there
for this
before
old
when they
cedar.
built the
Once
sauna.
we found the lumber,
Yeah,
we
they had-
started
Took advantage of
marking
that.
the boards to the
Yeah,
size
the boards
we
were
needed
fairly
based on
good,
our
so-
sketch.
Why the heck not?
Now I take out my miter saw and cut all the boards to the right dimension.
We taped
I've been
all the
wanting to
boards
make one of
together
these
that
types
were
of,
getting the same cut.
Camping chairs for a long
These 7
time.
boards were dedicated for the seat.
It's more like a camping
These next
table,
4
but
boards
we'll
are
take
getting
it.
taped up for
Yep.
the legs.
After I got done cutting the 2 legs, I went ahead and cut the 2 side pieces for the support holding the legs onto the seat. I finished taping those 2 pieces together and cut them to the correct size.
After that,
Got
we
4
just stood
people
there
watching now.
thinking, what have we done? We needed to give one side of the legs a circular profile, and that's what we did over on the belt sander.
I got a little too ambitious with the sander, and I realized I was in over my head, so I took the workpiece over to the bandsaw in order to cut the 32-degree angles for the legs. Then finished off the contour of the legs with the sander.
Using the
I
belt
enjoy working
sander,
on
we
this
also go
project.
ahead and
I enjoy
round
working on any
over
project I
the
get to
leg
work with you on.
supports with a slightly bigger radius.
Wouldn't be a couple of bunkies
Since
without
I had a
both
lot of seat
bunkies.
planks together, I went ahead and rounded them over.
But I don't
with
get
the
to work
bandsaw.
every day in the shop with you
Finished
because I'm
sanding
at
down
work.
each one with the belt
So
sander.
weekends is it.
We decided to make a quick dry fit before we screwed or glued everything together.
Now, using the router table, I go over all of the sharp edges. Boy, editing these videos can be real tiring.
I wish someone buys us a lousy cup of coffee over on buymecoffee.com.
You can buy us 1 cup of coffee for $3, or you can sign up for our monthly membership called The Walnut, where for $5 a month you would get special membership exclusive material.
This is basically
So
just
check
a
out Bunky's
task of
Woodworking
rounding
at
everything over.
buymeacoffee.com. Now that all the boards are cut to length, I need to go
It
ahead and
didn't
sand them
matter
down.
how
I decided to go
old
over
the
everything with
cedar
the
was,
new
it
belt
still
sander.
smelled good while working with it.
Oh my
We
god.
needed
Yeah, the
screw
cedar
holes
made
to the
it.
connecting
It smelled
parts
so good.
in a fairly straight line. Not only that, that, we also needed the holes to match on all the same parts.
Yeah, this was shortly after my father had passed away, and he left me a lot of these nicer tools than what I had. And saying they're nicer isn't saying quite a lot. Maybe I didn't have them.
In order to cut grooves for the leg supports.
We wanted to screw the seat boards to the seat
Okay, so
but we did not want to have any.
yeah,
screws
my wife, I had actually cut out some areas where my wife was trying to do this without clamping it.
Cut the leg support while using the folded position.
Yeah, that was becoming hard, and then I finally got to a system which worked for me really well and had it.
We put a thorough coat of
And this is something that me and Aditi used to do quite a bit. We used to go ahead and, sand and do all of the
Put a coat on.
put a coat on before we do all the hardware. And I think the projects always end up looking a lot better, in my opinion, when that type of thing happens.
products on their Amazon store. I hope you check out
And it is an amazing little project.
and our review video on the screwdriver. Please like and subscribe. if
This
you
is the one of the Deco tool screwdrivers. I ended up using it for this project.
But
It was not their fault.
I accidentally put things
That-
together
Yeah.
backwards.
It wasn't the tool's fault, it was the design. We
But-
should have made the base a little bit wider and seat a little bit nearer.
And I'll make sure
Well, and if I would have put a dowel rod through the center, it would have added more structural support
Yeah.
instead of using that metal hardware that I used. But we're using it now, and it's a table. But
we attach
there's
the
other.
old frame piece
What is it?
to the rest of the frame piece
I
there.
had glued everything. Before this is all like loose with nails or screws, and once I glued it, I'm able to support all my weight now. It's not as bad as it was.
The stopper
Right.
board at the end of the slats. After
And it is
installing
it
this,
is one of my
we
favorite
chair
chairs. It's,
some
We
support
have
where
a
it could hold
aloe
against
vera plant
itself.
sitting on it right now.
Now I
Yes,
go
we
ahead
do.
and start
Looks
installing
really
the
pretty in that
pieces
one corner of the
about
house
half
that
an
where
inch
we have it.
from each other.
But I do want it
Make sure
freed,
your
and I
counter
want
is
it
full.
so if we are
Ends up
sitting
being
outside by the
but-
pool or
So we
just
decided
chilling
we'd go
outside,
ahead
I
and
would
screw
like
in
to have
and
that
just
by
open the
my
little
side
split.
to set a cup of coffee, to set some drink or book or what have you.
yeah, it's a nice little chair or side table that you can have anywhere really.
And maybe with a little bit of change in design, we can turn it into a chair.
To
Yep.
rebuild the frame.
This chair design was based on a camping stool we wanted to build since we started making things ourselves.
And I keep, if you watch this, you'll see me put something together and then flip it over because I had to.
This was the end result.
I had some dyslexic problems. And that was Aditi in the background. She kept playing with the drill. It might have supported your weight.
Don't know.
Okay,
We
so
will
it might
never
not
know.
make the best chair, but it makes a pretty good table. A small folding table like this is perfect for tailgating, poolside, or even camping, or just having it around the house.
Is
If
there
you
a
like
way
this
you can
content,
hide
please
that,
like and subscribe.
address bar, address bar?
I don't know. We could just. Oh wait, why is it? Yeah, that's a good question. I guess I could just hide it like that.
Welcome to a couple of monkeys. So I am somewhat of an
You gotta
artist
go to
when it comes to
taskbar.
making
You know,
YouTube
Setting.
videos,
let's go ahead and
other
just.
projects,
There's nothing on there that's
doing drawings.
upsetting.
I've been slowly creating.
Oh, we had 4 and then we
animations
dropped off to
for
3.
our YouTube.
No, we had 5 and we
I
don't
created
we
an
put
animation
the
for
drop
the
down.
subscribe button last week,
Huh.
I wonder if anybody subscribed.
and I created it without recording anything.
I must have
And I
clicked
thought,
on something.
you know what, this is something that other YouTubers and other people on the internet might want
Yep,
to
oh.
learn how to do.
Yeah. Oh my God. Why is it
This
playing
first
this?
part is Tim making
I
a
don't
bell
know.
icon.
I thought this was not
He's
released
using
yet.
ViaCAD to draw
I
it.
don't know,
The
Tim.
bell icon helps people get notifications on YouTube, and that's why we wanted to make them and insert them in our videos.
Because you have
I
it,
feel
you're
that
playing
creating
it.
this animation is highly important.
Uh-oh. This is a...
Because it's something that I can reuse over and over
Private.
again. Every video.
I guess this is a
We
sneak
have a
peek.
spoiler alert.
This is a sneak peek.
Can we go to the next video real quick?
I guess I could, but
Drawing 3 bells.
We'll
where
do
the
the next
rocker was
video.
in different states.
right here.
Well,
Welcome to
Ah,
Monkey
this
Shorts.
one was the first one.
Dogs and cats living together, Casus Barrier.
To avoid this mass hysteria, we thought of a solution. We built this beautiful cabinet.
where the dog can eat his food, and it has a countertop where the cat can eat his food.
Lot of space for pet supplies in the cabinet underneath.
But don't just take our word for it. Let's hear it from the dog's mouth himself. Oh, he seems to be really busy. Okay, go ahead and finish your drink, and then we'll go to the cat for now. Okay, Kitty. Now you gotta tell us how you feel about it. You're busy too. Go ahead and drink. It's okay. Go ahead and finish your drink.
Looks like they both are busy enjoying their room.
Please check out the full video where we make this little pet room specialized for our 2 little pets.
I wonder if the next one is going to be the pet room.
Welcome to a couple
There
of
it is.
monkeys. Last
We
year
like
we had a
the
little bit of a demolition
remodeling
and construction video where we ripped out a old hot tub and replaced it with basically nothing.
We already had some water lines and a hole in the floor. So we decided to put the sink where we had the water lines, and we decided to cover the hole with a beautiful inlay.
So we just inherited a dog, and the dog was continually stealing
That
our
dog
cat's
does
food.
things.
We wanted
Oh,
to give
look
the
how
cat
handsome
his
he
own
looks.
space to eat. At the same time, we wanted the animals to have the water available 24/7.
We ended up making a cabinet based off of this design.
It's more of a
We ended
shaker
up making
design.
a sketch showing how the cabinet would look
Well,
at the end.
Yeah,
It
shakers
didn't
don't do miter joints. Yeah.
joints. Shakers do butt
With a
joints.
table saw to cut the grooves in them. We needed to cut 2 grooves in the 2x2s in the back and just 1 groove in the 2x2s in the front.
We knew that the panel that we were sliding into the groove was slightly thicker
Again,
than the
it
table
was a
saw
weekend
so we
project,
went over
and I was
everything
able
a
to
second
help.
time after
Yeah,
adjusting the fence.
I help when I
So I took
can.
out my miter saw.
Sometimes
We
the
attempted
shop
a joint
downstairs
that we
is
had
too
never
messy
tried before.
from a
We decided
project for us to do.
use
This was the
three-way
stupidest
miter
joint that I
joints.
tried to do.
This joint does not
It's
have a
something
lot
new
of
we
glue in it.
tried, and I think
But
it
in
worked
this
out
case,
okay
had
for
cameras
what we were
providing
doing,
additional support.
and it
So
was
we
just
paired
for us.
them
So I
with a
think
three-way
I
miter
I
joint
th- I
for the
liked it.
cabinet.
There's a more complicated way of doing this joint,
Getting all the
Yes.
miter
but
joints
it's
done,
not
I go
necessary
ahead
in
and
this
lay
condition
everything out,
because we had
take the
the
dimensions needed
the
in order
paneling
to cut
that
out
went inside
Okay.
the slot, and it gave it
Support
more
it,
rigidity.
okay.
to groove.
Then, over on the table saw, we started cutting the back panel to the size measured earlier.
We
And
ended
these
up
were just
using
the
this
sheets we
panel
got from
for the
where
back
we
of
got the
cabinet
materials.
and
Maynard's.
the front
Maynard's.
doors.
Yeah, Maynard's
We
is not
initially
too
wanted to
bad
use
of
the
a place to
handy
get
panel
wood,
for
but
all four
it's not the
sides of
best
the
either,
cabinet.
in
But
my
we decided
opinion.
to get Western red
I
cedar.
think the whole
wall
thing ended up
to
costing
match
us
the
what,
paneling
like
on the wall
$200?
in the room. The dimensions
Just
were
the
slightly
wood part
thicker
of it,
than
yeah,
other
and the
wall
wood
panels.
was expensive
So we
back
had to
then.
increase the
Yeah.
size of our groove
The
with
wood
the
was
table
very
saw.
expensive. This was when in
After
the
that,
winter,
we
I
took out the
bet.
miter saw
I don't
and
envy
started
people
cutting
that
cedar
do
paneling to length.
this type of work.
We cut out one
for a
trial
living.
piece, and
It's
oh my
nice.
gosh,
It's
how
we did
wonderful
a
cedar
very good
smells when
job.
you're working with it.
I'm just I don't know.
We
I'm just
tried
not
to
very
keep
good at it.
Carpentry is
grooves we
not
made
the,
earlier
or
to ensure
what can
smell
cabinetry making is not
Then we
not
stacked
the
the rest
super
of the
skill
panels
here.
on the
No,
miter
it's
saw
not.
and cut them to
Finish.
length to finish 2 sides.
Can you hold the
And
camera
just so
it's,
we don't have a $2,000 gluing table,
Hey.
they flipped over a jig
Did not
used
expect
to
that. Hey.
flatten the tree rings, which is, by the way,
Oh,
another
welcome,
video in the
welcome.
future.
Thank you for joining.
Please like and subscribe and ring the bell icon in order to see this future video.
So it says that we have 170 likes. I
After
don't
we
know
got
what
the
that
work
means.
surface ready, we went ahead and did a rough
Well, I
dry
hope
fit.
some of them subscribe.
After the dry fit,
I
we
hope they do
made some
too.
minor adjustments.
Let's see here.
And then
We
started
are.
gluing the cedar paneling into its
Showing your
frame.
face there or
I'm
not?
showing my face here. I'm showing my
Gluing
butt,
is
my
so
back
hard.
here.
I'm so tired. I need some caffeine.
Sounds like
Yeah, we
need a
are
cup of
doing a
coffee.
cup of coffee thing. What is it called?
If you'd like to buy us
buy
a
me a
Or
coffee.
please go to
buymeacoffee.com if anybody
buymeacoffee.com.
is interested in
Well,
helping us
for
along
$3,
here.
Yep.
you can
that
buy
would
us
be
a cup of
much
coffee.
appreciated.
Or you can subscribe for $5
Running a
month
small
to our
business
wallet
is-
level, where you can get access to
is,
some renewed content.
I would
that
say a
we
challenge.
release ahead
Well,
of time.
and we're giving away
Just
basically
look
free
for
content
Bunky's
every
Woodworking
week
at
by
buymeacoffee.com.
releasing
Well,
videos.
YouTube's definitely
After
making
the
money
side
on it.
panels,
Yeah,
We're
I've
we
seen
went
so
ahead
many
and did
times
a
that we've
dry
had
fit.
ads on
we
our
have
videos.
ads all the time on
Now
our
we will glue
videos.
up
I
the
know
handy
that.
panel.
And it's
we'll end
like,
up
oh my
making
God,
the back
somebody's
of the
getting
cabinet.
a dime.
Once the back panel was completely glued up, we
Rumble
started
pays us a little
framing the
bit, but
front of the
that's
cabinet.
only 1 cent every
We
1,000
ripped
views.
some 2x2 material in order to make the door frame. We
And
also
that,
glued
that
up
did
the
look
door
really
frame
good. We did an
together.
okay job.
We let the glue set overnight. Next morning, we sanded down the whole project so
Oh,
that
by the way,
all
I'm
the
working in the
surfaces are
other
smooth
room
and
on
flush.
something.
We took some
Can't remember.
measurements
What
and
was
then
I
did some
doing? I was
planning for
doing
the
something in
doors.
the other
I
room.
don't remember what you
I
were
really
doing.
wanted chicer style doors because I like the design. We started making the frames using 2x2s and ripping them in half.
I need to have like a holder.
We ended up
Those,
using
by the
miters,
way,
just
were
like you would a
supposed
picture
to
frame,
be
rather than
for
butt joints of
The
shaker
support
style.
on the other side of the table, and we
Leftover
just ended up
frames
ripping
for
them off, and
insert
I
in
was
the
like,
frame.
yeah.
After a
Yeah, we
quick
made a
dry fit,
mistake on that
we
one.
took out our gluing surface and started gluing process.
Hoping to get some of the
We
people
left the
from
doors to dry,
TikTok
and then we
to
started
come over
working on
to
the
our
countertop. This countertop did not
YouTube
need
because
a
we
lot
have
of work.
almost
First, we rounded the corners with the
1,600
jigsaw.
people on
We
TikTok.
prepped the area with blue painter's tape, so
And
we
we're
could
trying to get
avoid
people
tear out
from
when going
TikTok
over
to
everything
get
with
over
the
to our
router.
YouTube. YouTube.
Then we rounded over all of the edges facing outward.
I think
we went with a
I don't know.
2x6
We've
board
got
of this knotty pine because we like the
TikTok's
look of it.
encouraging us to continue.
We sanded the top
Oh, hey,
in order
Rick.
to prep for a coat of polyurethane.
Hey, yeah, we are working on getting 1,000 subscribers on our
After
YouTube.
2 coats of polyurethane
And
sanding
we're
in
trying to
between,
get
we were
some
ready to
viewers
install
to
this
jump
project
from
right
TikTok to YouTube just
Using a
to
step
watch the
bit, I
full
went ahead and cut a
videos
hole
on
in
our
the side of the
build.
cabinetry in order to run the water hose. I ran the hose to the
Yeah, we
pet
do
water that we
some of
got
the
from Amazon.
plumbing. Tim's good at
I ended up
everything.
having to
No, I'm
lower
not.
the pet water with just a tad.
Well,
in order
let's
for
just
the
say he's
hose
good
to
at a
line
little
up
bit of,
with the side of the
little
pet
bit
water
good at everything.
and reattach it to the wall.
I guess. I don't know how else to
We
put
had
it.
taken
Yeah,
some
but I love
measurements
the
earlier and
dog
made
and cat
a
water.
floor
It
panel
was
for
a
this
really great
cabin.
idea.
The pet
we
water
never-
included a drain plug.
We never have to
We
do
decided
anything.
to run a hose.
And I love the
from
hose
drain
idea.
of
I
the
think
pet water
We did
to
a
the
hose
original
connect
drain
because there is no
underneath the
possible
pet
way
cabinet.
that we can drain it
We
properly
also added a valve
without making
so
a
it would
mess
not
on the floor.
continually
We
drain.
decided to get a hose back to the drain
Next,
that
we
already
installed the
existed
cabinet
just
doors.
inside this
The
cabinet.
hinges that we had on hand needed us to put a shim between the hinges and the front
I don't
frame
know.
of the cabinet.
I guess we could have used a different kind of hinge.
Now we go ahead.
Yeah,
and
I don't know
install
enough
the-
about
Uh,
cabinetry
This
and
allows
hinges
us
Yeah,
to
right.
actually be able to do
Secure
this.
so the
I'm
handles
more
don't
of a
get
jewelry
into the
box
cabinet.
and cutting board type guy, I
And
think.
finally, we installed
But
the
I will
countertop.
move
We
the world
screwed
when
this
my wife
countertop
wants me
From the
to.
bottom, so we don't have any screw holes.
I'll go
The
outside
thing
my
is,
comfort
you
zone.
can't buy
Now we
this.
find
No,
out
you
how
can't.
to
There is
dog and cat
nowhere
get
on
along
earth as I
inside.
can buy exactly this.
Well, no, and it's made out of
It
all
only took
wood.
a little
It's not made out
persuasion
Yeah,
of,
it's not
you know,
made out
like,
of
cat
particle
on top of the
board.
cabinet
and
in order
you know, our
to-
cabinets inside of the
It's
bathroom, they're all particle
We
board.
went
Yes,
ahead and put
they
The,
are.
supplies
the,
into the
what is it,
cabinet
the
and realized
cabinet doors
that
inside
we
of the
have a
kitchen
lot of
are
vertical
plywood
space
that's
still
been
left,
stained.
so we can install a shelf.
nothing wrong with it. And oh, right here,
So I took some
Baba,
quick measurements, and I
you know,
went ahead
sneaks
and
by
put
in the
some
corner
scrap
over here.
in order to use as shelving material.
We didn't have a shelf in the beginning, and then I asked him to put up a shelf because I then can see put the wet food cans in there.
Yep.
And I thought
He
that
made
was
sure that the shelf is level.
kind of
by
a nice
using
to
a
have
level.
feature for this cabinet.
here's how the
It
cabinet
wasn't
turned out.
necessary, but
Lots and
Look
lots
at
of pet supplies.
I'll tell you what,
all in one cabinet.
that is
of
that
the
is
animal
helping out
stuff, all in
helping
one.
me out quite a
We
bit.
really love this idea.
It's really good.
The
Well,
cabinet
Changed
it
the
felt like
orientation a
very
little bit of
functional.
that, but
And
yeah.
our pets love it too.
Well, the dog also kept eating the calf's
Leave a
food.
comment if this is something that you would
And we
like
kept
to
having to
take
move it
your house.
around,
Yeah,
you know.
and then
to-
cat
Please don't
was
forget
getting
to like and
annoyed because
subscribe
of
if
it
you
because
enjoy our content.
he likes
Links
things.
to our social media pages are in the description below.
I don't know. The cat is
Welcome to
amazing.
Bunky Shorts.
Ah,
So I made a beautiful walnut trunk for a
and,
neighbor of mine.
yeah, our aunt's.
Calling a jewelry box is kind of downgrading its size because it's huge.
Yeah, I
She
still
requested
need
the
to.
box be made out of cherry.
It's amazing.
I had installed walnut splines to bring out the cherry. She had a collection of jewelry boxes at home and couldn't wait to put this one in her collection.
She asked us if we can engrave a couple birds on a tree limb.
That was beautiful.
The
Oh my
inside of the
God.
box was royal
We
purple
did that
suede.
with our tour.
We used gold chain to hold the box open.
There are two
I
trees
have
in
two
the
hands
box
in order
and
to pull the
bottom portion
thing
is
out.
ornamental.
I feel that any young girl would be happy to get something
I
as pretty
I
as
actually
this.
really agree with that. I think that would be a lovely
enjoyed this
little thing to
content,
give
please
to a
like and
young
subscribe.
lady. I need to have a separate box just for that. Okay, I'm going to skip this one. This was me designing the ping pong paddle, and I did this with Baba. At first, I didn't quite know what I was doing. I looked up all the regulations, and at first I thought, oh, a ping pong paddle, it's just a circle and a. But you can see how funny this ping pong paddle actually looks. And then I ended up kind of stretching it out, and it's more oval or oblong. And I ended up making a pin hold style ping pong paddle. I originally had it nice and long, and then I was looking at the descriptions of how long the handle was, and I was over on how long the handle was by like almost like an inch or a little over. Anyways, let's go ahead and go to the next video here, because that was a 33-minute video.
Just hit this.
Oh, this one?
Welcome to a
Okay.
couple of bunkies. First thing I'd like to say is that I'm going to try to use this video a little bit as a promotional tool and a channel update.
So we had
We've
a.
never had a definitive video that kind of
This
shows
was
all
real
the things
short
that we're
after-
doing, all the things that we're going to try to do in the future.
Anyways, we had released a pretty nice video on Deco Tools, and I was doing the
One of them was
a full
installing
video on all of the
LED
shorts
lights
that I had done within that other video, and one of them was doing these garage lights. We had a very dark garage. It was you could not see a darn thing in there most of the time, and now we don't really have that problem.
No,
Go ahead.
it's really bright.
Yeah, I don't like these garage lights,
Then using the Phillips screwdriver
but
attachment,
they do the job.
I attached the
How-
mounting bracket.
The mounting brackets were basically little metal clips that went into the plywood,
Yeah.
and the plywood holes don't always hold very well. In fact, I think I had to.
Wasn't that a drywall up there?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, Tim, I think you
Anyways.
can use some coffee. You know where you can get some?
Where can I get some coffee?
At buymeacoffee.com.
But I don't
This
have
was a
any
great
coffee on
tool.
BuyMeACoffee.
This Deco Tools screwdriver was a really wonderful tool for these small house projects. You know, drilling a hole in plywood. You know, screwing stuff. I grabbed it just the other day for something. I was just drilling a hole in my belt so I can, because if I am losing weight like a madman, I don't know what the heck's wrong with me.
That really hit the spot. Thanks for buying me a coffee, sweetheart.
You're welcome.
Oh, previously in this garage.
Hey, yeah, we are trying to get, was it 1,000 subscribers on our
yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
We are at, I don't know what we're at because of, I
Yeah,
must have
you-
clicked on that, 993.
7 more to go.
So 7 more to go, and we're going to do a live stream up until a point where hopefully we have 1,000 subscribers. If not, I guess we're going to call it a night at some point in time. But we're hoping to get some people maybe from TikTok or who knows, and get out there and do some of this.
The car or truck, I can have
Just
the
like and
LED
subscribe.
a
Go
45
and visit
degree
us on
angle off the
on
wall,
YouTube.
So it shines right into the hood. Well, having the LEDs pointing straight down is great. for
And,
This is another weekender that we did, right?
Yeah, it was, well, this one, you were working outside and doing something with the yard work. And then I started doing this, and then I ended up stopping, and I helped you. I started this, I started changing out that bulb, and then I went outside to help you, and then we went in and finished this. And it was a quick project. It was supposed to be. I think it took a lot longer, but I think the whole video was only
I
like
think
30
it
minutes.
only took longer because
I really needed
we
a
kept
nice
losing,
slow-paced video just like
the drill-
this in
no.
order
No.
to give kind of an update.
I don't know why
on
it took
our
us
channel and how
longer than
everything's
it
going.
needed. Positioning, maybe, I don't know. There were a couple of
We
reasons.
should have a little over 300 subscribers. Our
Well,
TikTok
I'm not
has
entirely
150 followers.
positive on all of this. So
38 followers. We sell boxes, walking sticks, and cutting boards on our Etsy. And we have a handful of walking sticks on our eBay store.
I also like
Oh
to
my
take
God,
this
that dog.
opportunity to introduce our Bucky dog.
Chocolate looks at
He
me.
is a bunky dog.
He is a real bunky dog. We need to change
Oh my
his.
goodness.
And that,
Well, how
motorcycle
and
in the corner.
and someday I want to do something about that motorcycle in the corner that one right there.
Please
I think that's gonna make a nice little video someday.
get updates.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Aw, chocolate.
Welcome to Bunky Shorts.
In this short, we are reviewing a tool from Deco Tools.
I love
We ended
this.
up having the perfect project for it. I've been wanting to make a small folding camp stool for a while.
We felt that this small electric cordless screwdriver will be perfect for the job.
This project went together fairly easy with hex bolts and Phillips screws.
Please check out our full video on this tool review. We used this tool on multiple projects around the house.
Okay, who wants to fall on this first? And I fell on my butt. Yay!
This failure is not the fault of the tool, but the engineering behind it or lack thereof. Even though it failed as a chair, it ended up becoming a beautiful poolside or campsite table.
Welcome to a couple of bunkies. A representative from Deco Tools reached out to us. They offered us a tool of our choice in order to make a video.
We had a lot of small projects around the house, and we needed something small and compact. This Deco Pro cordless screwdriver provided us the perfect opportunity to use something compact for our project, at the same time reviewing a product for Deco Tools.
This product came with a lot of accessories that came in handy throughout the next couple projects.
I'll tell you what, it is
This
a
first
it is a
project
nice
was
little
camping
screwdriver.
stool that I wanted
It's
to
not
put
very
together for a long
powerful,
time.
but it's
wanna
great
make
for.
this
I think it would be
so
great
we can
for a
store it
little
away
kit to go
when
to
it's
college
not in
or
use.
something to that effect.
We initially felt that this project
Where you
might
can
be a
do,
little bit
small
heavy
projects?
for this small tool.
However, this little tool surprised us and we ended up using it for putting together most of the project.
There were just some areas that this little tool could reach better than my larger drill.
And that is 100%
If you're
true.
interested in the full
Yeah.
video of this
I
project,
there was
please
a
ring
couple
the bell
areas
icon.
that I
And don't
ended up
forget to
grabbing the
subscribe so
smaller
you'll be notified
screwdriver
when we release
rather
the
than
video.
the bigger drill.
You can also show us your support by buying
And
us
it
a
has
cup of
that
coffee.
that
Just
extension.
search Bunky's Woodworking at
It has that
buymeacoffee.com.
extension with the screwdriver, and it
Project, so we didn't bother
doesn't have a lot of power, but it
see
can
what
get into
happens
really
next.
tight places.
Okay, who wants to fall on this first?
That's like 3 times that we've used
I
this.
volunteered.
You did, and I'm
Yeah.
glad you didn't.
Well, we might have sustained my weight.
Okay, so it might not make
There's a
the
good
best
chance.
chair, but it makes a pretty good.
We were
table.
trying the worst case
The small
scenario,
folding
and
table
it
like
did
this
not
is perfect
sustain
for
that weight.
tailgating,
No, it absolutely did not
poolside,
sustain
or
that weight.
even camping,
We
or
are
just
right
having
now
a-
trying to get
This next project is one of
1,000
my
subscribers. We're
favorites. We had to make
about
a
7 off,
particular space
and
perfect.
this is
Full
our
video
goal.
of this
Just
project
letting
will
everybody
be
know
shortly.
we need
Please
7
ring the bell
subscribers
icon so you'll be notified
in order to
when
make
we
the
release.
goal
Don't
of
forget to
1,000.
subscribe, though.
And I
The
suppose,
screwdriver was
yeah,
actually really
we're,
important for this
we're
project.
7 off.
There
It's
were
not
lots of
that
tight
bad. And we
spaces
gained,
where
what is it, 2 in the last 24
And the
hours.
drain for the
That is
pit water
3, I thought.
was installed
3?
in
Yeah,
the
you're
There's
right. You're right.
990.
Yeah, you're right. We
We
gained
had
3 subscribers.
989, so we gained like 4 of
This
them.
screwdriver also
That
comes
is
handy while
Yep.
installing the
So
cabinet.
we're trying to get 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. A couple of bunkies for those that are watching us on the TikTok. Just trying to work it, trying to get it there, trying to share as much as we can. And heck, it doesn't hurt anybody.
that we had set up
This,
between the horse pasture
So-
and the house.
yeah, we set up this dog run, and it's kind of a cheap Chinese
We ended up having to move it
equipment.
over a little bit.
and it didn't have all of the hardware that I really wanted. And I ended up putting the darn thing way up on the horse gate in the backyard.
It's also able to add a fairly
And I ended up moving it over to a sort of smaller. I've moved it about 10 times since now because of heck, I have to take it off in order to cut grass with it, and I have to.
with this kit.
So
And then we were working in the garage, or we were in the garage doing something, and the dog wanted to be with
I've been
us.
wanting to put
And
shop lights
this
in
was
our
the best
garage
way
for a very long
to move
time.
it and
We
put it
just
next to
couldn't
the
get
garage.
around to it.
So to
yeah,
install
I gotta say it was a nice. I loved it. It was that screwdriver. The whole video, the whole set of videos, it was almost perfect. All the little projects that we ended up using it for, and well, for the exception, I should have, staged it just a little bit better. Had the tool, in my hand a little bit longer. Maybe slowed down the video so you could see me using the tool with the logo on it. but, Yeah, we were able to slow down the video and get it there. I think we had like 40 gigs of data in this one video. Deco Tools actually asked us for can you send us the full video and we can work with it. And I said, well, 40 gigs is a little bit a lot in order to send over an email or something.
Hangers on the wall. This is a perfect tool for that project. We find ourselves using this tool and the accessories that came with it for all sorts of projects
see
all
myself
over
on
the
the
house,
screen. That's
indoor
cool.
and outdoor.
When I was in the Navy, there was a book called Tools and Their Uses.
I want
It
that
taught
book
you
again.
not to use a screwdriver when you really needed a pry bar. I think that there is a perfect application for this. It does very light shop work. in most household projects. And thank you for Deco Tools for adding this tool to our home.
Also, I like it. It charges with a USB. You can keep it inside of your truck, or and have one of those USB chargers, and you can use it just about any time. It's a kind of handy thing.
Welcome to a couple of bunkies. On my Etsy store, I sell a bunch of these handmade Amish walking sticks that have a really neat twist in them. The guy that makes them for me had an Osage orange walking stick.
This is one of my favorite
finished.
videos.
Really?
And he could not put it in his lathe because he was afraid that it would.
Every time we visited Mr.
explode.
Holden, it was up there on the wall.
The Osage orange had
And
developed
it,
cracks
just sat
as
there.
he started turning it, and he didn't feel like he could go any farther with the turn. Now, me
Boy, you
being
put a
a
stain
woodworking
on them.
enthusiast,
They look so
kind of
pretty.
looked around.
Oh my
and
God,
saw
they do.
that
Those canes
you
are
could put
amazing.
a twist in a
Uh-huh.
cane without
They're
having
my
to
favorite
have a
thing. I
lathe
can't wait
or
until
any
and I think
specialized
that's going to be.
So
I think that's going to
went
be our
ahead and took
retirement
his
right there.
Osage
The
orange,
walking sticks.
unfinished piece.
I know it sounds
And
strange,
I went
but I
ahead
think
and,
that being
started
able to
working.
make something like that and doing stuff like that, I think that's going to be important.
Barney twist cane with this material. He uses paired
So
tape
we
to
are
mark
going
out
for
the twist
1,000
that he
subscribers.
designs on his cane.
If you,
After I mark off the outline, I go
yeah,
ahead
but
and
this is
start
one of our favorite
beating away
videos.
the
We're doing an
material
Osage
with the
orange
sander.
walking stick.
Eventually, once you get the groove
This
deep enough, the
walking stick
sander
was sitting in
follows
a
the groove
machine
automatically.
shed at a friend's house, and it was unfinished. And I've been trying to figure out how
So I
to
had
make
to end up finishing this
the
process
spiral
by
that
using the old
in
handheld
some of the walking
books
sticks that we sell.
by attaching it to the saw stock.
And after I got done with this, there was so much Osage orange all over the darn room. And Osage orange is an amazing wood. It can be used for making bow and arrows and different things like that. The not Aborigines, but the Indians used to use it for bows and
If you
arrows.
enjoyed this content, please make sure
And
to
once
like
you
and
got it
subscribe.
started,
Leave a
it
comment
would
down
it
below
would follow
what you
that
think
path,
about
and
the
it would
video.
and
I hope
it
you watch
started
it till the
taking
end.
the groove of the
Taking the shape of the thing. Yeah, it's so yellow and amazing.
well, once the there's a coat of polyurethane on it, and you have a it ages a little bit, and then it almost turns into that darker red that we have on it there.
Look at that fine yellow powder though.
Yeah, I well, and this was I ended up breaking the belt on the stationary sander, and that's why I'm doing it the old way. And I've broken that belt on that stationary sander twice.
Something you got from Dad.
Yep, it was a good gift from Dad. Dad had that downstairs. He was working on a chair for that was his uncle Don, I believe, made, and he had bought some woodworking equipment in order to finish that chair. I ended up finishing the chair for him. It's sitting up here in the loft right now.
We want to replicate that and add a little something special to it, I think.
Yeah, we want
I
to.
hope at some point.
I
in
do
time.
want to replicate it, and it's an easy chair to replicate. It's
Very easy, yeah.
it's almost to a point where it's a flat pack design where you could cut it out of with a CNC. Which heck, and it's not only a chair; it's a what's it called?
At this point,
becomes a
the
step
cane was really
stool.
Yeah,
starting to
step
take
stool.
shape,
It's a
so I
strong
went
step
ahead
stool too.
And I started trying to taper the twist and make it more narrower towards the bottom.
And making it more narrow on the bottom. Now I've done 2 more of these walking sticks just like this, and they
What are the maple?
yeah. Would they? Oh. Anyways, but the ambrosia maple ended up having those little spots on it, and it looked like a snake when I got done with it. And boy, this looks so damn beautiful. It is one of my favorite videos. It really is.
Just looking at that walking stick take shape. It's amazing.
Oh my God, there is so much stardust everywhere. This was before I got the, what is it, that mask. Yeah, I ended up.
got the shape of the walking stick. I went ahead and got my palm sander out, starting at 60 grit, working my way up to 400.
And you don't really need to go up to
Of course, it looks
400.
like I'm playing the guitar.
It does look like I'm playing the guitar. I was even considering releasing this one with like just long beats or something like that.
We decided to put a clear satin coat on this cane. Person who worked on it previously put different kind of coat on it. So Tim had to sand down the whole cane again and then put a clear satin coat that we decided to put on the cane.
Yeah, that ended up going to Texas,
This
didn't
is
it?
me cleaning up the polyurethane on the.
Yeah, we
walking
ended
stick
up selling
before
that
I
and ended up
find
going to a gentleman in Texas. And boy, did it turn out
This
good. It
walking
was.
stick really didn't turn out entirely perfect. There was a huge nick towards the bottom of the walking stick that I used putty in order to fill.
Okay,
I
so
really wish that this turned out 100% great.
this was
but
late.
This was my first
I ended up
twist cane,
changing out the
and I
putty
look
later,
forward to working
and I put a
doing more
little piece
like this.
of maple.
If you're new to this
No,
channel,
not
please
maple.
like and subscribe.
What was it?
It
I
really
think it was
helps us
either a walnut or
continue
a
doing what
paducah
we're
or
doing.
something to that effect.
I wanted
If
it
you're
so you could
interested in
see the
handcrafted
mistake.
walking
You know,
sticks, please
it's.
check out our Etsy store.
I try
You
not
might
to
even find this
hide
walking
the
stick
mistakes that
available.
I make and stuff. I try to make them somehow a part of the piece. Yeah, I want them to be man-made. I don't want them to be something that people are going to buy in China.
Welcome to Monkey Shorts.
Last week we released a video on
Ah.
making an urn for my in-laws. Please check out our channel to watch the full video.
My mom used to read a poem by Alfred Lord Tennyson. It always made me aware of how I lived my life and how I looked at death. The poem goes like this: Sunset and evening star, and one clear call for me, and may there be no moaning of the bar when I put out to sea. But such a tide as moving seems asleep, too full of sound and foam, when that which drew from out the boundless deep turns again home. Twilight and evening bell, and after that the dark, and may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out are born of time and place, the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face, when I have crossed the bar. If you have watched to the end, me and my family thank you dearly. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe.
Miss them.
Welcome to a couple of monkeys.
My mother had passed away last year, and my father recently joined her. After Mom died, Dad had bought a urn for my mother's ashes. Before he passed, he asked me to go ahead and make him a box that both his and Mom's urns can fit inside. Dad requested the box be made out of hickory, and a good friend of mine had donated a hickory board just for this purpose.
We had the boards planed earlier, and Tim went ahead and squared them up on the table saw. He adjusted the fence to the rough length of the top and the bottom of this box. Then he made the cuts along the width. The width of the box was wider than boards available, so we went ahead and cut the sapwood off of 2 boards and joined them together to
And I
make
love
it
the
look
look
like
of
one
these things
seamless
when you do it right.
Now
You
I
do
go
it right.
ahead and square up the boards and remove the sapwood from the outside just a tad. Now we resaw the top and bottom of the box so it is about a half an inch.
So interestingly enough, when I resawed
Now,
it,
the rest of
the
board, I
one
went
side
ahead and
had
cut the other 4 sides of
the sapwood, and then the other
Went ahead
side
and
ended
squared
up
up the
having
boards one last
no
time
sapwood on
before setting
it. So
the
then
table
the
saw
bottom
to
ended up
45
not matching
and cutting
the
my
top.
miter
Yeah.
butt joints.
Of course, you know, it's
After I
kind of
got
okay
done
because
doing
you can
miter
have
butt
the bottom
joints,
not match
I
the
went
top
ahead
because
and
nobody's
set
going to
the
see
table
it.
saw
Well,
to a 9.
gladly it's
No
an
one's
urn.
gonna see
Nobody's going to
Grooves
see
in
it.
which the top and bottom of the box will sit in. go ahead
Not
and
glad
get
he
the
put
top
it
and
in
bottom
our
of the
room and
box
nobody's gonna
and
see
do a
it.
good dry
But
fit.
I
not-
think it's a beautiful.
Finally, I go ahead and glue
and I think Mom
the
and Dad
urn
would have loved
together,
it.
incorporating the top and bottom, making it look really nice.
After the glue had dried, Tim went ahead
a
and
good
made
box.
small cherry legs for this box.
There was a lot of problems with it.
Unfortunately, we
I
lost the
threw this
footage.
together in
This
3 days.
box was quite large, so
No,
we had to
um,
make a special
Yeah, Dad
sanding
was in and out
sled
of the
to
hospital.
get the
and
box
gave
all
us good
level.
scares at times before he passed.
Next
and
was Tim's favorite
Yeah,
part,
we,
sanding. He gave the entire box a good amount of
we
sanding.
visited Dad, and
He especially
he
made sure
he
that
ended
the
up going
top
to the
is all
hospital,
leveled,
and
so he can use that
we
as
rushed
a
home,
reference
and
when
I didn't
it's
think he
time to
was
cut the
going to
lid.
make it after that time. And
After he was
I had most of
satisfied
it,
with the sanding, he
you know,
took out
kind
his
of
spline
prepared,
jig to cut beautiful
and then
splines in
we
the
ended
box.
up.
After cleaning
I
up the
don't remember.
splines,
It was,
I went
it
ahead
was
and
sad. It was,
incorporated
hard.
some walnut from my mother's
I don't.
home.
You can
in
even see
Saybrook.
my face. I've got a.
And he used the
plum
same piece of walnut
face.
to make a handle for this box.
It's a video that
Then Tim went ahead and sanded down
I'm
the
glad
box
I
one
got
last
to
time
make
get
it.
all
I
the
am.
splines
It's
flush
out
to
of
the box.
my
He
father's
also sanded
choice
down the
of
handle
wood. He
so
wanted
it's nice and
hickory.
smooth.
That thing is beautiful.
Now I go ahead and set up my router table and round over all of the edges.
glad I got
so
rid of
they're
that
not
router
so
table.
sharp.
It was very
Now I put
dangerous.
sanding over all the newly rounded areas.
You know what's great
Well,
is that we've been able to update our shop with the money from the shop.
Leveled top surface,
I think that's a
used it
good
as
call.
a reference
You know what?
and cut the top.
I went ahead and sanded
1,000
the
subscribers
top and
would
bottom
help.
of the box.
Yeah, 1,000
so when
subscribers
they
would definitely
connected
help.
together, they would be flush. Now, using a extra piece of cherry, I went ahead and cut out long strips that I could make a little rabbit, so
there a
both
way I
the
can
top
make
and bottom
this?
of the box could sit
Zoom
together and hold snugly. Using a Dremel, I went ahead and took off just enough material so both pieces of the box would hold together.
Dad wanted 2 pictures engraved on his urn. This first picture is a charcoal drawing from Mom's side, and the second one of the elk is from Dad's side. It is a watercolor portrait drawn by one of his aunts.
We do some computer magic and start engraving these images onto the wood. We went ahead and engraved Mom and Dad's name on the top of the box, Dad on the left and Mama at the right, just as they would sleep in bed at real life. And Dad's picture of the deer went on the front.
And here is how it turned out. I think it looks beautiful.
The images on the boxes represent both the beauty and difficulty of life. The beauty of nature on the side and the struggle against nature on the top.
I agree.
My mom used to read a poem by Alfred Lord Tennyson, Crossing the Bar, and it always reminded me of the struggle of life and being able to push through the difficulties and accepting death. The poem goes like this: sunset and evening star, and one clear call for me, and may there be no moaning of the bar when I put out to sea, but such a tide as moving seems asleep, too full of sound and foam, when that which drew from out the boundless deep turns again home. Twilight and evening bells, and after that the dark, and may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out are born of time and place, the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar. If you have watched to the end, me and my family thank you dearly. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe.
It is, heck, it's a
Welcome
hard
Welcome
life.
to Bunky Shorts.
In the previous video, we intentionally left out the drawing of the Celtic knot that my neighbor wanted on her box.
We thought we would show everyone the drawing process in its own little short.
At first, I used the outline on Inkscape in order to get the general idea, and then I drew it freehand on.
And you wouldn't
ViaCam.
believe how many times I forget to
Afterward, I added a
where
shadow
I
on the
store a
border.
video.
in order to make it
And,
look really nice.
He
Like
made the
there
box
was
and
the
later
shelf video that
made
we had
with
done.
his son.
There was
The video showing how
extra
he made
video,
his
or
box was a
you
huge
had
plus.
recorded on your cell phone, and I never got to use that, and I really
If you
should have.
like this video and would like to see other
Oh,
videos,
994, he
please
says.
subscribe to our
Oh.
channel and ring the bell icon.
Thanks,
for
Josh.
Thank you.
notifications whenever
Thank
we
you
upload.
very much. We are getting there.
Welcome to Bunky's
He's
build
built
video.
Getting
After I
there.
released my box video last year, a neighbor
Oh,
of
Joe
mine
Woodard.
was really
Oh, sorry.
interested in having a jewelry trunk made for her.
Have you seen all the jewelry boxes that
Thanks,
are
Joe.
available on the market?
Thank you.
Am I still
Well,
on
I
TikTok
have a lot
recording?
of jewelry
I
and
hope
I
so.
have one of those boxes, but it's very small and all my jewelry gets
Should be
damaged.
alive.
I'm
One.
sure a lot of women out there have
It says,
a similar
oops.
problem.
Oh, I'm
and apparently our neighbor had
signed
the
in
same
on
problem.
another account here.
So she asked us to make a giant trunk for her jewelry.
She wanted the box to be made out
Yeah,
of black
and then
walnut, so I went ahead and resawed the piece for the front and sides.
That's
And
great.
we made
Thanks,
it
Joe.
and
Thank you.
Plain all the boards to the desired
Let's
thickness.
see here. I go ahead and cut the boards to the desired size and square them up. Now I set my table saw blade to 45 and then
Oh, Sky Dixon.
mitered butt joints.
Next step was to cut a rabbit.
Thank
and
you
like
for
top
newly
and the
joined
bottom of the
Yeah.
board.
members.
Yeah, thank you
And
for
then
joining
using
us.
the saw blade,
I hope you
put
enjoy our
rabbit
videos.
on So the board
Thank
don't
you very
move around
much.
too much, and started cutting the rabbit joints.
Okay, now I
I
can go
took
ahead
the
and do
boards
that
I'm planning to
again.
use for the top and bottom of the box and the bottom of the inner boxes and cut them to a rough size. Now I went ahead and squared up the boards that I had just cut. Now using the rabbit as a reference, I went ahead and cut the top and bottom of the box.
Oh,
Now Tim
994.
starts the gluing process.
So there's
First,
6
he
more
glues up
people.
4 sides of the box.
Yeah.
With
I need to
parallel
find out where my
Six
friends
And
are.
then he
People.
glues the top and the bottom.
Between me and Tim, we got a
completing
lot
the
of
entire
Facebook friends, but I
Then
don't know
he
what to
puts
say.
both clamps on the box just to make sure it's held together nice and neat.
Now I go ahead and start working on the inner boxes. I mark the boards to about the dimensions that I want. Now I cut the boards to twice the width that I want, so I can resaw.
Yeah, and we're
both
still a
the
long
inner
ways to
boxes
go.
at the
I
same
don't think,
Yeah, just reaching 1,000 isn't our ultimate goal.
yeah, well,
It's a milestone.
it is a milestone. We're still going to end up having issues.
Then he goes ahead and
We need
paints
walk
the
hours.
Now I go ahead and cut the boards
We want-
roughly in
we
half
wanna-
lengthwise. After the outer box dried, I went ahead and sanded down the box.
Yeah,
So the
what is it?
sides
We have, let me see if I can bring it up here.
One side completely flush. You can use that as a reference to square up the rest.
So
of
we
the
need
box.
14,
This saw makes a
uh,
quick work of it.
1,483
And next,
more watch
he
hours.
cuts the top off
in
and
order to-
separates it from the rest of the
Oh.
box using tape.
Oh, I messed it up.
After
Oh, that's how much.
separating
Okay,
the
so
top
we
and the
need
bottom of the box,
about
go ahead
3,000
and
watch
make the
hours,
bottom of
really.
the box nice and flush.
2,500 at
Yeah,
least.
2,500.
Tim uses
Close
the
to
top
that.
of the box that he cut earlier to measure out the inner dimensions of this outer box. So he can set his table saw blade
Yeah.
to a correct distance.
Quite honestly, I
and cut
like
out the inner
watching
box.
our videos. I think they're
Go
entertaining.
ahead and cut
I
the
love them
6
too.
boards
I
that
think-
need that specific dimension.
Well, why would I be doing it if I didn't
Measure
love
the
it?
length of the box. and
I
then
just,
cut the boards that require that length.
And I love this box
Now, I
right
set my
here.
table saw
I've
blade
made
to
3 of
45,
them.
So I
3
can
of
go
them?
ahead and cut
3 of them
lighter
so
butt
far.
joints and all the boards
They're
required.
gorgeous. I think they'd be
Once all
wonderful
the
for
sides
a
and bottoms of
kid,
the inner boxes are
well,
cut.
probably a young
Adult.
adult.
Yeah. Young adults
Tim used
growing
a
up.
blank clamp to
But,
glue the
what is it,
first box
two-
together, but we just have one
2
blank
out of the
clamp.
3
For
were
the second box,
older
we
people
used a
that
painted
needed
stick.
more storage
Now
for
go ahead
jewelry.
and cut some
And we're
sample
constantly
boards
finding
into
that
45
storage.
Well, it's
so I
just
can
not
use
for
them as
jewelry
spines
though.
later.
You can
Oh, yeah.
put any kind of knick-knacks,
out my
anything
spine
your
joint
grandma
and
hands
cut
it to
the
you,
splines in the
recipes.
lid
Oh, yeah.
first.
You can have smaller version
And
of
I use
this,
the same
which
spline
can be
jig
used
and
for
cut multiple
sewing
splines
kits
throughout
or
the
recipe.
main box.
Keep the
I ended up
recipes
making a
from
mistake and ended
their
up
mother or
making the
grandmother or
spines a
what
little bit
have you,
larger in
and
one area,
you know.
and it ended up looking really well.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
had
it-
to
I
add,
have,
more spines
Tim
as
made
sound.
me one, and I keep my all my sewing kit in
Tim
there.
forgot to record gluing of the splines, but he went ahead and put the splines in, and then ran the box through a bandsaw.
Boy, that's looking
to
good.
get the
It's
splines
you know,
nice to
I
the
had
box.
used
Yeah.
it's all walnut. Those are
I'm gonna
just
go ahead and
walnut,
set up my sander
like,
and start
what is it
sanding
called?
the pots
Sapwood.
until it's
sapwood
nice and smooth all
splines
around.
from the
Yeah.
walnut. And there's a couple of them that are a little darker than the other ones, but it looks really nice. It's probably my favorite box that I've made.
Dimensions that he had measured earlier, and then glued the partitions.
I think I want to have another shot at some. I have some walnut out in the.
And I guess
I
you
have some
to
walnut
keep
that I can go
safe
ahead
and
and do a couple more of these
so we
types
went
of
ahead and
boxes
tried to
with.
recreate it the best that we could.
And if I and they sell very well.
Engraver out and engrave that same symbol.
Now I made a mistake with the laser engraver here, and I
Now
did
go
some
ahead and engrave our logo.
what is it called?
Boxes.
Video editing.
I'm glad you
This
stuck
one,
around for
this
big
part
reveal.
was after I had
This
redone
box
it.
turned out
Had to sand
really
over the
beautiful.
top again because I put polyurethane before we had done it, and it ended up making the polyurethane turn white,
Each of the boxes,
and it didn't burn into the top, the lid at all.
and it just was one of the
It was
best
trying to
projects
burn the
I've ever
polyurethane off.
And then I think we ended up trying to do it like 3 or 4 times. Then I ended. There's some pictures of the last one, and this one also had the with the suede
We were
roping
able to get our laser
And I think we ended up
engraver
changing it
engrave
to
our
the
logo
gold,
on the bottom of each of the
chain
boxes.
afterwards too.
We made these leather poles, daisy chains, in order to pull the boxes out of the larger box. We ended up replacing the leather strap on the side with a golden chain that ended up making it fall better into place and shut nicer.
Yeah,
I just really
it
love the look of
turned
this
out that,
box.
and I had
It
fixed
is
the
one of my
hinges
favorite
in the
boxes
back, and
I've
that's
ever
why
made.
it's sitting kind of funny here too.
I hope
it
you
looks a lot
enjoyed
better
making
now
this
than,
beautiful walnut
wha-
box.
and
If
there-
you
This
did,
is the
please go
updated.
ahead and hit that like button, and please subscribe to our channel. Go ahead and comment down below.
And boy,
what
it's
you could
beautiful.
have done
That
better with the
purple,
project.
I was
Also,
skeptical
don't
about that
forget to
purple,
click
and
the
that
links
purple turned
down
out
below in the
absolutely
description
beautiful.
for our social media
Yeah.
pages, and converse with us on any topic you would like.
994, that's great.
Mhm.
So, for anybody that's joined us on TikTok,
we are-
we got 170 likes. We are trying to get subscribers for our
Oh, good.
YouTube. What in the world is going on here? Huh.
Oh, we are at the stream now?
I doubt it.
Yeah,
Just
can't be it.
Oh, this is the stream. Oh, but how weird. Look at yourself.
Welcome to Bunky Shorts.
Ah, this
While
is
working
a
on
cute
some
little
walnut
box.
keepsake boxes.
Yeah,
I
this
had
ended
some
up
extra
going to my
wood
sister.
on hand.
This
I
little.
had a family heirloom that
Yeah.
I felt sorry for. They just kept hanging on a nail on the wall as I grew up. So I ended up making this box
Why
and
didn't
gave
you
it
do
as a
this
gift to
before?
my big sis.
Do what?
This.
This next
That little
box was
jewelry
a gift
box?
for me. This
No,
was
never mind.
also from the leftover
Expanding the
walnut,
window,
and I
not having that
wanted
task
one
pad
to keep
pad at
my
the
sewing.
bottom.
I thought.
There is my
Purple is
sewing
my
kit.
favorite
Oh, yeah.
color,
Oh,
and
my
I was
God,
so
it turned out
excited to
beautiful.
see the box lined
That was
I
actually.
hate the sharp corners, and I can't
Both
tell
of
my
these boxes
husband
were
enough
made
to
out
not
of
have any
leftover
sharp
material.
corners to
They were
objects.
actually fairly easy to put
But-
together, and they ended up turning out
Oh well,
absolutely
I
gorgeous.
think it's a beautiful box. I just
Thank you for
can.
watching. I hope you enjoyed this video.
So
Please like and
these were
subscribe.
leftover wood from my grandmother's keepsake boxes that I
Yeah.
made.
The coast is
It's right up there.
Headphones on them.
Build
Yeah.
video. Good news, everybody. I was able to find all the video for the headphone hanger project. So
We
you
had
get to
lost
see
the
it.
video.
For these headphone hangers, we decided to go
I was,
with a deer antler.
Yeah. And this isn't the first time I've done a deer face, drawn it on
After drawing
ViaCAD.
it, we printed out each shape in order to cut out later.
For this project, we used scrap lumber.
This
that
was
almost
a fun
flat,
project.
Plain and everything.
I went ahead and attached the paper templates with painter's tape onto the project.
Let's take a look at how.
Go ahead and
Oh, I gotta
attach
put up
the
the
1/4 inch
count.
bandsaw blade onto our bandsaw.
994.
In order to make the finer and smoother cuts.
Then we start
6
cutting
more.
the
6
wood
more people, and
pieces
we are at
to shape the
1,000.
template as
That
close
is
to
our
the template
goal.
as possible.
Well,
Started
I
out
don't
with
need
the
to go to
ears
work
and then the
tomorrow,
head.
so
Yeah,
Cut the
we're almost
we
there.
have
Inch and a half piece.
We may
so I could
fall
cut it
short
in
of our
half
goal,
so
but
we
I
have
hope-
a little bit more girth than the
I
rest of
hope
it
we
to
get
hold
very
the
close to it.
headphones.
Yeah, if you
Keep
if you're
everything
watching
belt
and you have a
sander
friend,
in order to remove
go
the
ahead and
template.
inform a friend that
Yeah.
we
Well, I had the belt
at a couple of
sander out. I
monkeys.
went ahead and rounded over
uh,
all the
on
edges,
YouTube.
too, in order to make it so
We're
it wasn't
looking
so sharp.
for subscribers.
I'm a big fan
At
of
least
sand.
6
Six
more
of them.
people.
And
Yeah,
I'd
for
prefer
tonight,
not to
and
do
then
it, but
keep
this
coming.
project actually wasn't
Yeah, enjoy the videos. Heck,
Keep coming.
it doesn't cost anything to watch us every once in a while and see how we're doing.
We sanded down both faces, and then we went ahead and went over everything with either a file or a router or something to that effect in order to try to get into the small area.
Yeah, and that
I
was.
don't claim
I'm
to be
always
a
having a
very
problem
smart
because I always
person,
make tight corners
I
on
ended
some
up
of our
breaking
stuff.
one of the antlers and having to reattach it with a dowel rod later. The main reason was that I did not cut along the wood grain. Rather, I had side grain, making the wood very weak and brittle.
In order to make the joint stronger between the two pieces, we added a bamboo skewer to act as a dowel. Just so Tim doesn't turn a $2,000 table saw into gluing table, we got out a separate pole to carry out our next
I've
step.
kind of turned it into a gluing table.
Even after using the dowel rod, we wanted to be 100%
Can't be
sure that
helped.
the antlers will hold
Timothy
the
can't be
headphones.
helped. Can't
So we
be.
went
Well,
ahead and
I need to
decided
clean up, and I
epoxy
need to move those
and-
tables over to that back wall,
Then we
and I
moved
need to
on
do
attach
some
the
organizational
head.
things down in the
After
basement.
letting the antlers dry, we went ahead and flipped the antlers over and added epoxy to the other side. There's a
994.
lot of ways that I could have attached these antlers to the deer head, but I had decided on pocket holes and wood screws.
We really liked how the epoxied antlers looked, so we decided to go ahead and epoxy the whole project. This will also add strength to the entire project. The antlers work perfectly as
Nobody
headphone
watching.
hooks. It's very convenient to take them off when you need them, and very convenient to put them back on without even moving from your chair. It's an
Not
excellent
easy,
project.
actually.
I
It's
really
kind of
enjoy it.
the cords get caught all the
I hope you
time.
enjoyed this project. Please
Now I
like
had
and
to say
subscribe,
it for
and
the
don't
video.
forget to comment down below. Also, check us out.
Okay,
on
I
our
think I'm
social
ending-
wanted a
media
simple
pages.
hook.
Links are in the description.
I think I'm
below.
gonna end the stream on TikTok.
Yes, please. Really? Okay. There.
Sure, you're live for more viewers.
Welcome to a couple of monkeys. So it looks like we had an entire project that we forgot to record.
So we had 300
So,
some
first
people
of all,
stop
I
by
went ahead
at
and
our
drew a design
TikTok.
for some headphone holders.
And the 170 likes
This is actually
for
inspired by
this.
some of the deer we saw in our backyard.
So
Good.
I gotta say that originally we just wanted to
Some of
make
them I
deer
would like
antlers,
them
but
to
we ended up
transfer
making
to
a
the
head
YouTube.
plaque also in order to finish it. The wood grain doesn't hold up very
Subscription.
much, so I kind of used
Yeah,
a
we're trying to get
West
subscriptions.
System-ish type thing by adding epoxy over everything to hold it together.
Here is our new headphone stand. We love it. If you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. Welcome to a couple of monkeys.
I want you to make 2 now. 1 here and 1 there.
Yeah, I agree. I want one on my side.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
My monitor
Oh, this one is a cute one.
is much taller than my laptop.
I loved it when you showed it like this.
I kind of
Yeah, I mean, they always tell you, that you gotta work on the same level and you gotta sit upright and make a 90 degree with your feet. And with this kind of thing, I was not able to quite do that. And thankfully, I have a husband that can make stuff
Sometimes.
most of the time.
the board
I have so many projects.
Oh my God, yeah.
I have so many projects.
Well, and everything that you get at a store sucks. And,
No, and it's not customized to what I want.
yeah.
You know, I mean, I have specific areas where I need to put things and want it functional.
And this is a lot nicer than anything you can get at a store too.
It's made out of cherry.
Yep.
How many things you can name that you see in the store that are made out of solid cherry?
There's sometimes that you can, like people in Taiwan have some weird wood that they're putting stuff together, and you can buy them at. Yeah, I know. You can buy them at Costco or.
The
cat.
Because we are using a new equipment in the shop. And he just wanted to
I haven't really seen him in the shop that much anymore.
Don't know why, but he was rather reluctant to it. Maybe because it's not working.
We got it working.
While the supervisor was watching me, I got a little nervous and I let the board slip. And I had
That
to
bothered
trim
me.
Just a little bit off of that one board.
That's a really nice jig too. It's a
After the
Jay?
supervisor
No.
left, I went ahead and started setting up boards on the
Lee.
joiner.
Lee.
Again,
Lead.
as of right
Lee-
now, we
Lee-
don't have
Lee-
the right
Like,
Lee.
yeah.
dovetails yet,
And
but,
it
we plan
it
to
does
get
a
featured,
really
so
good
we
job.
have
These
the
were
half
blind dovetails,
half
um,
dovetails are
or
very
half
nice.
blind.
Half
I
blind
can go ahead
dovetails,
and
yeah.
make them all with one pass.
boy, it looked it
So with this
it
setup,
made
you
it
can
so
see
it was
the tails and
tight
pins the
tight
same.
enough that you could press it in without any glue, or you didn't have to have any glue.
Dovetails, we went ahead and did a dry fit.
We ended up gluing it anyways,
So
but still.
perfectly that we almost didn't need any glue up. We had left the table a little tall so that we can try out how it fits under the laptop. Once we saw how it fit under the laptop, we decided to make the design a little bit more ergonomic so it was a bit easier for me to type.
So we went over the process and took apart the boards.
I kind of now regret having
Went ahead
it
and
too
set
short
the
in the
gauge
front.
to an angle
I would
that
have liked a
was
little
fairly
more.
ergonomic with
I
But-
agree.
But I'm happy with the
Went
way
ahead
it
and
is.
added
I
an
use it.
extension to the
I
miter
use
gauge
it
for safety.
exclusively.
I went ahead and cut the first
Yeah,
one.
I think I must have went overboard with that.
Yes.
With that angle. I think the angle was. But when you told me the angle that you wanted, I copied that angle, and when I sat at your computer and I put my hands on it, it felt pretty good.
Yes, yes.
Um,
The angle is pretty good for typing.
Yeah, and,
It is an
and
excellent
if you had it
angle.
any higher, it would feel off. I think.
Just a tad bit higher. I'm not saying much higher. Maybe half inch.
Lip on this little table so it holds the laptop from slipping and sliding off. We went ahead and sanded down the walnut strip and made it look really nice and ready.
That walnut strip was left over from a trunk that I had made for a toy trunk for
and worked my way up
one
to
of
the
Aditi's
grip
coworkers.
to make it nice and smooth.
Once we made sure everything is sanded down to our satisfaction.
And that was super smooth. It's such a beautiful thing to have. But of course, if you look online, they have pin holders on the side of them. They have
They have a lot of
charging
benefits,
ports,
yeah.
and they have all these different things, and they have them for a hell of a lot cheaper than that what I did here.
They don't have it with solid cherry.
Yeah.
Went ahead and
They
added
don't
some
have
layers of
it.
polyurethane with sanding in between.
Boy, that looks so beautiful.
Yeah, that is so pretty.
It is. It is
in
one of
front
my
me
favorite.
right now, and it's very
Wow.
pretty.
This table just turned out absolutely gorgeous.
Almost
The
1,000.
dovetails add so much beauty to this table that a simple butt joint wouldn't have. And boy, that walnut strip in the front looks absolutely beautiful.
And Aditi
Oh my
really
goodness.
appreciated how high up it was, so she could slide remotes, cell phones, and other necessary equipment underneath her table.
Yep.
I really appreciated getting to use the dovetail jig. It's something that adds some pizzazz to any project. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And please follow us on any of our social media
I don't
sites.
think I would use the dovetail
We
jig
also have a TikTok channel
to
that
make,
has
or this,
hundreds
the
of
blind
doing
dovetails
it.
to make a
See
box.
what we're doing.
I think, you know, because of it would have a flat face and you would only see
Thank you
to
so
enjoy the
much.
dovetails
That's
from the
wonderful
side.
too.
I would rather have that
It helps me a
iconic
lot while
look
working.
of the
Now
dovetails.
go away, I need to work.
Go away, I have to work.
Welcome to a couple of monkeys.
Throughout this pandemic, I've been working from home, and I needed a solution to a small problem I was having. My monitor from wood is much taller than my laptop, and they're at two different islands.
At one point in time, we
Cleaned it into
released
thicks.
a long and a short of the same kind of thing.
Yes.
Squared up the board
And
with the
this
table
is the
saw.
result
I
of
then
that,
cut
I
the
think.
project into 3 sections. I then used a Lee dovetail jig in order to make the dovetails on this project. We did a quick dry fit.
Once we saw how it fit under the laptop, we decided to make the design a little bit more ergonomic so it was a bit easier for me to type.
I went ahead and cut the legs with some angles with the miter gauge.
Once the angles were to our satisfaction, we went ahead and did another dry fit. We checked for squareness.
I found a decorative piece of walnut, sanded it down, put a couple coats of polyurethane, glued everything together, and here it is. If you like this content, please like and subscribe.
It was hard to make this one in such a short video.
Welcome to a couple of monkeys.
And I had to
Valentine's Day
hurry
seemed
to get this
creep
one
up
out.
on me this year, and I had no products available on our Etsy store.
So we thought of brainstorming some ideas, and we thought of doing a live stream for it. This was our first live stream where we kind of went over our design process.
I felt it was actually a pretty good stream. One of my cousins ended up chiming in and talking to me
Thanks,
about
Joe.
his
You're the
CNC
best.
setup. The link to this live stream that we designed these cutting boards is up in the right-hand corner of the screen.
Tim had some twisted bolts that are way too twisted to use in other kinds of projects that need more precision, but we thought this might be a better project to use these bolts. So he had to put them on a sled in order to plane them perfectly.
The sled gives me at least one flat edge that I can plane the rest of the board.
And I need to be
straight
more
with.
patient
And it
and
really
do
helps
this
out when
more often.
You have a twist in the board like we had.
I end up getting
In
too
order
many
to put
boards
at
that are
least
twisted.
One flat edge on the bolts.
That's
Tim
what
went
wood
ahead and
does.
put them
There's
to a
nothing you
joint
can do
and
about
then
it.
went ahead
And
and
if you're
glued them
putting
with
it
the
right,
same.
it's gonna twist.
After the boards were glued together, I went ahead and cut them into about 12-inch squares. Then I proceeded to make them nice and flat through the planer.
As Tim inserts the correct blade in the bandsaw, I go ahead and glue the templates onto the bolts we needed to cut.
What did you use to glue those on?
Huh?
What did you use to glue those on? Did you use
Now I
just
go ahead
regular
and
wood
start
glue?
cutting
Or
out the
you
templates
use C?
on
We
the
tried with
bandsaw.
CA glue, and the
We
C
tried with
glue.
CA glue in the beginning, and I don't think
It
that
is very
worked that well.
satisfying to see the bandsaw
Did it
cut
or
the
did it
wood
not?
No, I don't
and
think it did.
have your template take the shape.
Yeah, I do enjoy that
This
process.
was basically me just
Watching
following
people
the
make
line
things
of
on
the
the
boards, just
bandsaw.
staying
Yeah.
outside the line.
I don't know what
on
it is,
the
but
bandsaw, so
I-
I can
it's-
go
I
ahead and
enjoy
touch
it.
it up later. with
It's
the
like you're
sander.
making shapes
Yeah, it is.
with a very sharp tooth.
After this point,
Yes.
we went
It's
ahead and
scary.
sanded the
Tell you what,
sides
that-
I'm always amazed how people
to the
do it.
final
So I
shape.
guess that's it. That's what it is.
I left a 90-degree angle on all of the sides so I can go over it with a router bit later.
think we should end it at 11:30 if you don't mind.
I think we will.
Details had to be sanded with a Dremel. However,
12
cherry
people
is one of
viewed
those
this
woods
this thing.
that leaves
Yeah.
burn marks after
That's pretty
going through a high-speed machine. So we had to
Okay.
be very careful.
Don't
by
make us do a
sanding
live
the
stream
Dremel.
every Thursday until we get
To
1,000
reach places. and
We'll
would like
probably.
subscribers.
to try to scrape off the
Before
smaller
that.
areas.
For the final nooks and crannies, we went ahead and hand sanded some
We
of the
may
areas
have
that
that,
we saw problematic.
one video
After
we
I was done with the
accidentally
hand
shared.
sanding, I used an orbital
We
sander on
sneak
all the
peeked
faces.
on
Yeah,
Peeked
that might be
next Thursday.
next
so keep an
Thursday.
eye out for
So we
that.
took out
I
our
also
paper
have
and
two
started to
videos
put
out
down
are
the-
going out
very
for
careful.
the
If you go against the grain,
with using the laser engraver for the
it
month.
will definitely split. We soon realized
And
that we
I'm
had
thinking
to
of
take
making some
off
shorts
the
too.
fence for the router table to
It's
get
always
the
nice to
router
have some shorts
all
out
the
there.
way through.
If you're enjoying
Funky
this
shorts.
content, please like and subscribe.
Also,
And
don't
these
forget to
these
leave a
ended up
comment
turning
and
out
check us out on our
absolutely
social
beautiful.
media
It really
pages.
did.
Links are in the description below.
I'm
Also,
actually really
don't
surprised
forget
that
to
they're still
follow us
available on our
YouTube
Etsy store.
channel, Bunky's Woodworking.
And I did lower the
So
price
after
quite a
going
bit
over
on them
everything
after
with the router,
Valentine's Day.
We
so.
went ahead and got rid
Right.
of all the burn marks and sanded everything down to 220.
And after
After
this,
the
we
Dremel
went
kept
to
making more
Ohio.
burn marks, I
we
decided to
did.
go ahead
I
and
think,
use
and-
a file. And it seemed to get the areas a lot better than what we could do with the little Dremel.
I love these projects that me and
Finished
Aditi
sanding
work together
with The
on.
palm sanders at 400.
I continued to sand down the faces with 400 and Tim took the finished ones upstairs to get it laser engraved.
It takes a little less than 2 minutes to get done engraving each project. Every time I use a new piece of equipment, it seems like there's a learning curve. I feel that right now I really have it spot on where you can read the small print on our logo.
Our supervisor
I've
likes to make sure
Done that
we
several
are doing
times.
things correctly.
The logo in order to get it readable when using the laser
Cutting
engraver.
on all the cutting boards.
Our supervisor is keeping an eye on
The oil
Tim,
seemed to
making
really
sure
make
he
the
puts
wood
the oil
grain
correctly.
pop when we put
So
it on.
with
And
cutting
brought out
boards,
a lot of the finer
if you put a
details
little bit of water
in
on
the
it,
wood
it'll
and
raise the
beauty of
grain.
wood itself.
And that's
All four of these different
but
kinds
they're
of
they're
cutting
beautiful
boards are
cutting
available
boards.
on
They're
our Etsy
made
store.
out of cherry.
Two of them are with handle and two of them are without.
Yeah.
All
What
of
else
them
can you
have
say?
leather
And they're
handles,
perfect for
so you
taking
can
out on
hook
a
them to your fridge
what is it?
or any other
Picnic or
hook
something
in
to
your
that
kitchen.
effect.
I think they're
This was a
wonderful
really
gifts
great
for
video. I hope
Valentine's Day
anybody that
or for
watches
couples
would
to
go
enjoy
and take a
their
look at them.
Valentine's Day together.
These projects really turned out just perfect and just in time for the holiday. And I love the fact that Aditi was able to help me in the shop, and we were both able to put our love into these little projects.
The
link
next
to our
one is
Etsy
Grandma's
store,
keepsake
where
box.
you can buy these.
I wonder
Is in the
maybe.
link in the description below.
I think so because that was around December, or this was February, right?
Welcome to a couple of monkeys.
Short.
For the full video, please check the description below.
Valentine's Day is fast approaching, and we thought of making cheese boards out of cherry. They are heart-shaped cheese boards with our logo on it.
So
They
while
did turn
making
out really
cheese
pretty.
boards, I went ahead and drilled a hole in each of them in order to put a small leather lanyard so you could hang them up.
These cute little cheese boards are perfect for taking your special someone on a romantic getaway.
Aw.
You can take them on hiking even, or picnics.
You are
These cheese
so
boards
amazing
are
when it comes to
available on our Etsy
thinking
store.
up these
The link is in the
these
description below.
nice.
If you like our content, please like and
Not
subscribe.
always
And
a
don't forget to
try.
comment.
Yeah, you're amazing.
I'd try.
This is the cutting board drawing. That was a live stream that we did.
Let's skip it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and skip
Okay,
it.
we should
We're
be live.
gonna skip this one. We'll
I'm not
go to
seeing
the
it.
next one.
I think the next one Oh, Lionel's Stabby Stab. I didn't know that was still.
Hello, this is
Why is that in this playlist?
I think I was in private. I've got a lot of these private ones now. I'm able to see all the private ones. I didn't think that. So these are all the ones that I've taken out.
Oh my! How are we at the coffee table already?
This is, yeah, that's a good question.
welcome to
was
Bunky's
basically
Woodworking.
our
Okay,
first
so we are
video.
going to be
It would be a
doing
good one
something
to
a
end
little
with.
different. We're going to do a build
This
video.
is our first
Today
video,
we are
guys.
building a coffee table of our own design.
Before this, we
It
were
was a lot of fun
doing
to put together,
the
too.
gaming.
I hope you
channel.
enjoy the
Yes, we
video.
were. Sorry. Yeah, it was our first big
This
video.
was our first woodworking video, which got about 500 views in maybe a week's time.
Yes.
All natural, all organic. It was amazing feeling.
For the sides,
Um,
we have box joints.
It was a good video. It really was. It was a little bit long.
Pretty strong.
Longer than
And I used box joints in a table, but of course I used a CNC, that Maslow that was that's been downstairs forever.
we like multi-purpose things in the house, and we like coffee table is something you can always store something underneath.
Yep.
Not just underneath that shelf, but you can make a hidden shelf like.
Okay, so next we're going to go ahead and go right into the build video where we can see how everybody can go ahead and make this, and maybe where you
Again,
can
to
find
remind
any
you, this
plans.
was our first video.
Yeah.
Woodworking
Okay, so we
video.
start our process in ViaCAD, where we design a 2D drawing of the piece of furniture that we're making. Then we take that 2D drawing and we export it into DXF. Then we convert that DXF file to
Took me a long
SVG,
time to get
where
the,
we are able to open it in our Maker Cam.
This no longer exists.
and I
Maker
loved
Cam,
this
then
program.
Yeah,
converts
this
it to a
program
G
was
file
really good.
that
It was
CNC
free.
can
It was
read in order to
worked
cut
off
that
of
piece of furniture.
was it Linux or
Okay,
oh, it was
now
Flash.
we're gonna go
Flash.
straight into
It
the
was
build video.
When they went away with
Took a lot
Flash,
of,
we couldn't
labor
use this
hours and everything
program
to get this
anymore.
together.
It was so funny. There, one of the videos that we had done shortly after this required us. I wanted to tell people how to build the thing from drawing to cut.
Okay, so we
And-
start off with some 3/4 plywood and putting it on my
I dropped it.
my 4x8 CNC machine.
A lot of knots in that board.
Okay, so I'm finding a new home for the CNC, and then I'm going to start cutting here in a minute. Then
This
I'm
was when
going ahead
CNC
and
was so
preparing
brand new.
half-inch ply
Oh, yeah.
for
Oh, this is
the.
Oh, we did
for
maybe
the
a handful
top
of
and
We
things.
did a
bottom
handful of
the,
things, small
uh,
things,
coffee
nothing
table
this
that we
big.
have.
We tried a birdhouse, remember?
Yes,
But I
and
find
that
that
didn't.
it's really great
Yeah, we
about
did.
having
We
the
did the bird-
We
CNC
finished
is
the
that,
birdhouse. Oh,
even
not
though I could
birdhouse,
be
bird
personally
feeder.
doing
Yeah.
cuts for the
Was a
CNC is
2-foot
doing,
bird feeder. I don't know what we
more
were
and Have a
thinking.
lot less waste. That it can be doing its thing with pretty good accuracy, probably better than my own. While I am doing other things.
Well, in this video, I was cutting out other parts of the board or of the table while doing this, and that made it kind of nice.
Yeah,
Of
there are a
course.
couple of straight pieces that we needed.
The
Right?
CNC
And this was a 7-hour cut,
is
I
because
believe.
it kicks up a lot of dust around, and we still are working on our vacuum system in the shop. So we thought it's best to have at least have it minimized because these are really, really fine particles that are in the air, and that's why you can see Tim going around in a mask.
Sometimes.
Sometimes he forgets.
Now you can even see
we were really,
the CNC
during
is
this
leaving a
operation,
trail
in the background
of the in the dust,
Dust,
all these different
yeah.
things.
and
The CNC had a lot of fine particles, but I ended up, when I and the CNC were going, it was pretty bad at the time.
oh, and then
You can see me every once in a while
that cut right
joining
there.
in, and we found a small error while cutting this portion.
It's real accurate towards the
Huge
center
area.
of the board.
Yeah. More
What had
center you are,
happened is
better
that
it is.
when it got over to the sides, I must have not set up the CNC just quite right. I guess I might need to have it
Either
angled
that
maybe
or
a
that
little
chain
bit,
was
maybe about
limited
5 inches more
by
and
something
have,
else.
you know, it a
I
little
don't know,
further away so it pulls
they-
a little bit. But,
They have
on
it
that
so you can
edge,
put it
I
as a
ended up
4
having
foot,
to
or
pull
you
the-
can make it
the
smaller.
CNC a little bit closer to the side so it would make straight cuts. But we ended up going.
And I am
over
so
it
happy.
with,
I
some
was
putty
happy with it.
and,
We
getting it to
made-
look about right.
It's a $500 CNC. What more?
And you see that it actually didn't have a
absolutely.
problem.
What
What
more
more
can
can
you-
you?
A couple
And it does
adjustments.
8 foot.
Expect it
It
to
does
do,
8
yeah.
foot work. It's
What
amazing.
CNCs are out there that can
We only
do
had
8 foot
problem
in that
with
kind of
one
money,
of
right?
the four,
I mean, you gotta buy 70,
parts,
17,
sides or
$20,000
call it,
equipment.
but only one of them had an
And
issue,
when
which
doing the
was to
ViaCAD,
furthest
I
right
would when I was doing these types of
home of
things
the
where it was
machine.
getting transported into the thing,
could be because
I would
the
accidentally
distance
have it
between
in
the remote
3D rather than 2D,
and
and
there was some slack,
the
and as I
it would
mentioned,
make it so I would have to
vacuum
catch
system is not that
or
perfect, so some
find
dust
the node,
particles are also
and
getting trapped,
or maybe even
on
redraw the
the
node
edge.
in the final picture.
It was getting pulled. Anyways, there was a couple of ways that I was thinking about correcting this. I was thinking about putting almost like a puzzle piece, inside of there, and just cutting out that portion again.
We could have done
and,
that. That was a good idea.
Distributing it, or just cutting out that whole piece again. But I thought the puzzle piece idea was pretty a neat idea.
I still
Having
think this
like
was
a
one of our
bulb
best
and a slot
projects.
that I could just slip that into. But
Hey,
we
we
went
use
for
it
the
every
easy
day.
way. Just
What
put some
can
wood
you
putty in there, and it wasn't. It's not as noticeable as I would have thought.
But now we're doing hardwoods, not plywood, and I'm very happy with that.
We're not doing CNC either, but anyway.
Okay, now I'm trimming up and making some corrections on the top and bottom parts of the table. And I had lost the video of the part where I had unclipped the pieces from the board. But of course, I ended up, as you could see, you saw one of those box joints.
And this was
in
before we had the
photo up there a little while
GoPro.
ago.
You can
But
see
I'm
the
going through
laptop
and I'm
and the
cutting,
cord at the bottom of the screen
slots,
where it was
for
hanging on the ceiling.
Table. and
I had a
hanging up
hook, and I had
making sure it was nice and close.
was it the video thing on the ceiling.
Right.
Okay, so went ahead.
This
and
was a
started
really good
sanding this
design.
down,
I really
and we're
enjoyed
going
this.
to go ahead and start putting this together loosely without any glue or anything substantial, no screws or anything. There goes falling over. The very cool thing about this table is that it only has about 6 or 8 screws in the whole thing holding it together, and of course the glue on the box joints.
This was a neat project. This was a really good one. We use the table every day.
Mhm.
Okay, so as you can see, I've gotten the glue out and I've put some screws in, gluing up and getting the top and sides together from the bottom. Okay, after screwing it down and putting all the clamps on, I go ahead and set the piece of furniture off to the side so the glue can dry. I get a piece of rough cut cherry. It is 16 inches wide, and my planer won't take it that way. So we mark it off into 24-inch boards, and then I go ahead and rip it to 8-inch, right around 8 inches a piece.
I don't know why I did it this way. Can I get some water too?
Hold on.
Okay,
Let's-
so I'm setting up the planer, and I go ahead and start putting the
Cheers.
boards through, getting it to the right thickness.
After all all the boards went through the thickness planer and made them the same thickness. We measured and cut everything to 23.
The whole
and a
point
half
of a
inches.
toast is to put the glasses together and everybody's drink mixes.
Take a look at how beautiful this board is. I know there's a little bit of burn marks from the saw, but look how beautiful the everything turned out.
That CNC was before CAT.
Okay, so
Yes, it
now I
was.
started
That
making
was
some
before
walnut
you,
strips
mister.
in order to hide.
Cat
any
used to go down there and just watch it.
Between
Didn't
each of the
understand what the heck
tearing
was
boards.
going on with it. Why is this thing moving by itself and what's that noise?
He's not feeling good.
I don't think the dog's feeling good either.
Okay, so I started to glue up, putting the boards together, and we had labeled all the boards, and now I'm using every
I didn't know I
single
had-
clamp in the entire shop in
know I had
order
those
to do it,
4-foot
and
clamps back then.
holding the whole thing down
Yeah.
with
Otherwise,
some
Well, yeah,
weighted
we need to-
pieces
we need to
of,
buy more
equipment
clamps.
that I had laying around.
If any
This was
investment
a
you
big
want to
blow.
make anymore, it's in clams. Really. I mean, there are other things we can do.
I took out the table and started sanding down the edges after the glue up
This was,
and filling in
15
any
minute.
areas that I could find with some wood putty.
It's a little slower than what we do nowadays. We try to keep it around 7 minutes, 7 to
Right.
10 minutes. Some of the videos recently have been around 4 or 5 minutes. I think our collective, attention spans have gotten down. I enjoy what we're doing still, and I want to continue doing it. I hope that we have a lot of people that enjoy our videos. We're getting around.
Went ahead and got done with the glue up and
No, we
took
don't.
off the clamps. And I went ahead and did a dry test. Looks
We're
like a
getting
pretty good
around.
table.
40 some every 2 days of views. People watching our videos.
Okay, so then I go ahead and set
Whenever
up the
we
other room
release a
for,
video,
putting up, layers
we
of
always
stain
end up
on
having
the bottom of the
at
table.
least maybe 50 to 100 when we release it.
Right.
I think we're doing okay for how small the
Okay,
channel
so
is.
I am going over any of the areas that are a little bit high with the hand planer and gluing up any of the large gaps inside of the board, and going over it with the belt sander.
I wish we
Takes a lot
had
of,
a
good, wood off.
bandsaw for this.
A bandsaw would have made
Okay, so here's a quick before
all
and
of this
after.
better.
We
Just
all
a
your
little bit
thing
better.
turned out great.
Yeah, I mean,
Being
it's,
able
it's
to
great
resaw.
right
This is
now
me
being
putting
able
together
to
the
resaw.
the
Would
mechanism.
have been really nice.
I need to clean up that space downstairs. It looks so much better here where
Okay,
there's
so I
nothing
started
there.
measuring the board and getting everything ready, and eventually here I set it upside down on the top of the table after I marked the areas where the mechanism.
To tell you the truth, I got frustrated on this. I ended up drilling the holes, flipped it over, got everything aligned, and then when I closed it, I had about a 2-inch gap on one side compared to the other. And I walked over the camera, I shut it off, and you actually don't get to see the final me getting it right. See how this looks, because I see when I shut it, it was like over 3 inches on one side. So then I readjust it, and I think I ended up I gave up with it until I shut off the camera and reworked it until it was
Here
right.
is the finished product at its location. It looks really good.
Yes, it really matches the furniture. The cherry and walnut look absolutely amazing. and the cat really, really loves the little area underneath the table. It turned out to be a perfect little project. And a great first video, in my opinion.
Yeah, the next one we were building the French cleats for the shop.
Thank you for watching our videos. Please like and subscribe.
Okay, guys. Good
When you
night.
read
Good
it,
night,
please check out
everyone.
our
I'm glad
Etsy
heck,
store.
we got
have
4
provided the
subscribers
link in
out
the
of it. That's
description
great.
below.
Yeah, thank you very much for the new subscribers.
Yep. We'll work on it some more someday.
Okay, 10.
I'm glad I can go ahead and watch these old videos. Okay, let me go ahead and close this in stream.